horse for you guys. That's only when you guys drag out time, not when I do.
Hey, right now I've already hit the button, so
Right. So we are back again to pick up after the shenanigans in town, and we are on the road to a familiar place for the party. A lovely little temple with an oceanside view overlooking a cliff facing. Good times to come. So you guys are in the wagon. It's been 2 days traveling. You'll be there on the fourth day.
well,
Day three, you'll take a nice little break and park the wagon to basically rest the horses as they were pushed pretty hard the first 2 days and they are at the verge of exhaustion.
Don't die, it's bad
perfect
for your
timing
health.
then. Perfect timing for my phone to go off too. It seems. But
So you guys will stop, disembark from the carriage if you so wish. Otherwise, you will be there to chit chat as Pete and the driver will take the exhausted horses, which are on the verge of collapsing, over to a stream to get them some water and just generally rest up while you guys are left with the unhitched carriage with the
The
five
mo
of you inside.
the
Uh,
moment that we stopped, I am on lookout duty.
Is there
And
a hill, Michael?
and so is Ash.
a hill. There is
Yeah.
a small hill off in the distance.
Damn, we're not on a hill. I was gonna
It
push us
would
down.
be. You
hey,
want to know the hill would basically fall over past this range, to where then it sort of goes downhill. So to your
Okay.
south.
hey, Lydia,
I
what name was your character going by that you mentioned?
uh which one? She goes by Danielle.
Danielle. Okay, because that's not on that list for your character name.
No, no, it was a combination of Yasmin and Dala. So
All
it's
right,
just like this works.
Danielle. Got it. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So then my question for you is: then did Danielle tell the rest of us what Mr. Sneaky Killer told you about drawing attention and all that shit?
The moment that she got alone time with the OG party, she will.
Last
Okay.
night during watches while switching and chit chatting with people,
Yeah.
in addition to what Ash had to tell everybody about his little visit.
Yeah, he does eventually give. I
Okay.
guess he does take the time to actually talk to everyone else about the little incident and about the whole that he had to clean up our mess when we and left on that note.
Well, that answers the question of what Sam's gonna do. It was like if you told her she wasn't going to do this, or if you told her she's gonna do it. All right, you told her.
Something was going to happen in 2 weeks anyway, there, and the Lord's right at his throats, and now some of them are dead.
Yeah, that's not the part that Sam's more worried about.
Oh, what did you do?
It's more of the fact of a contact of the patrons is came in talking to y'all saying stop drawing attention and do your job so I don't have to clean up your mess while he's racking up the body count. So yeah. Michael, during this time has Lawrence been obviously having eyes only for um Miss Tall Dark and, or Tall and Busty?
Pretty much that's it. If except for when he's having to go to the bathroom or sleep or do other things, otherwise he's sitting across from her, just smiling kind of oddly and staring at her, and then occasionally saying a few things to her during the ride or during camp. Just asking her very simple things like, what do you think of that cloud? What's your favorite flower? What's the farthest you've traveled north? How long have you been at sea? Do you love to sail? Do you love the sound of the ocean? How about the wind in your hair?
You're asking the wrong chick, mate.
Yeah, accurate.
Well, she's the noble slash not the noble
Which
that
he
he recently found
knows.
out, but he's also wondering, does was everything else she said a lie? Is she that good at bluffing? Or Sam being the noble or person in charge, has the whole party still traveled overseas and done a bunch of sailing and trading, and what little bit he knows about the main continent, central continent, okay, up to the north, a little bit colder, over here, forest land, trying to get a feel for what all in her story is true, and also what she finds exciting, what she likes to do. So just trying to find out her faves,
He's on a fishing expedition.
very much.
Poor fish.
So during the break, Sam's gonna go, Lawrence, Lawrence,
Yes.
um,
As he takes his eyes off and looks over at Sam.
we need to have a talk. If you'll follow me for a few minutes. As Sam gets up and starts walking away from camp a little bit. Not very far.
If you'll excuse me, my dear, I apparently need to speak with your employer in regards to matters. I'll try not to be gone for too long.
Inxyra is just going to roll her eyes due to Sam's comments and then essentially splay herself out in the carriage.
Hey, baby, like what you see?
Oh boy, you Hermes.
So, off to the south, near the hill, behind a tree.
Yes.
Mhm.
Right?
What a
Why?
sexy woman. So interesting. And the other one you picked up even after your loss and how it hasn't rattled your group. Truly inspiring.
Lawrence, I need your head on the ground, not in the clouds.
I'll be right back. I gotta go to the restroom.
Oh, my head is quite grounded as I'm for her best interest, but my heart will never come down out of the clouds.
Good, because what I need in play at the moment is your head, not your heart.
Well, sorry, it belongs to another, so it wouldn't be yours either way.
I'm not trying to lay claim to it. I'm trying to see if it can be useful.
Oh, my heart is very useful aside from keeping me alive. But besides, if I'm sorry to refuse you, I mean, you're a nice enough person, but you're just not
Lawrence,
my type.
Lawrence,
Hmm?
no. So, as for what I intended to talk to you about, are you serious about her? And I mean serious as in long time, maybe kids serious, or are we talking serious as in, give it about 2 months and you'll be over it? How
You,
serious are you?
he just sort of looks down at the ground, looking down into the hill, looks up at the sky. And after about a minute, he looks back over at you and goes, "You wound me deeply.
I'm trying
I
to
can't
find out
believe
how
that you would
serious you are.
ask such a thing. Do you think my love's so shallow?
I don't know if your love is shallow or deep.
You think
I'm
my
not
heart's
that good at
so on
reading
the
people.
ground that it can be stepped on so easily?
Now I'm wondering if you're a poet.
No, but I did date one once.
Mm. How'd that end up?
Not too good. She got assassinated, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, they couldn't admit to anything. Political matters. Anyway, I digress. So aside from taking the proverbial knife and carving out my heart just now, and I understand it's over concern of your companion, And if I must answer such a heartbreaking question so truthfully, if I had a ring, I would offer it to her. And not just as some plaything or something to be kept, as you say, in a locked room to be enjoyed and taken down off the shelf and appreciated from time to time, but to be paraded around before the other nobles, no matter if she was a commoner or not. It wouldn't matter. And this isn't a noble high ground if I must possess her because I want to own her because of how beautiful she is. She intrigues me. She is fascinating.
Well, it's a good thing it's not I want her because she's unique, because that would probably end badly. Um,
Now, if that was the case, I probably would have hired the thieves that are probably dead now to probably kill a lot of you and basically take her as a slave and then just buy her off the market.
yeah.
Not that nobles do any questionable activities as that in a slave-based town and that people wind up. Yeah, you see where I'm going.
hmm Um, I'll be honest, if you'd done the first option of you're not that serious, it would probably make my job a little bit easier. But
Well, I
you
will take that
are.
as a compliment. Thank you.
But you are.
Well,
Which
I'm
make.
sorry, but just because she works for you doesn't mean that you own her. And yes, I know what me and my companion tried to do for my benefit. Yes, yes, pot and kettle sort of thing. But
I'm not
she
even
does
on that
have her free
subject.
rights and choices to choose. And if she wishes to spend her time with me, whether she loves me back or not, I will
That's her
find that on
choice.
time. And yet again, her choice. And honestly, it doesn't matter to me. Whether she wants
Um,
to use me or leave me, I'd be heartbroken. But the time I get to spend with her means everything.
Lawrence, not disagreeing with anything you say, my concern isn't that. We have a job to do. And if you were not serious, then I'd talk to her. We'd probably leave you, Pete, and the driver right now, and we'd go do our job.
You're going about it all wrong.
Because if you weren't serious, there's no reason to keep you around. No offense. If you're serious, means you're even if we did leave, you'll follow. You'll want to stay involved. Am I correct?
That's one way to put it. I mean, using my talents, as they're so called,
Talents,
to aid
connections,
her
money.
for everything, whether she's just using me or not, as I said, I would offer it to her. So it would probably benefit you to keep me around. In all honesty, if you want to take advantage of me, I'm fully aware you'll probably do so. But as you say, it'd be more time I get to spend with her.
Exactly. So I'm trying to figure this out. The answer appears to be keeping you involved will work better.
Well, it's a lot better than Pete trying to kill you in your sleep for my benefit. Guy has asked, and I've told him no, of course, because I'm a
That's a
nice
good
guy. As
that's
he looks
good
at you,
because Pete would end up dead.
probably. Guy's heart's in the right place, although his combat skills not the best.
It's not the fact of whether or not I'd kill him, the others would.
Mm,
Um,
he's loyal. I didn't say he was completely capable.
Loyalty is not to be underrated either,
That's why I'm traveling with him instead of a bunch of highly skilled armed individuals.
because you can trust him, whereas not necessarily them.
You are a smart one. Pete was right.
Exactly. And you see why I'm asking you these questions now.
You seem quite bright for your age.
Yeah, yeah. Let's not touch on that subject.
I perfectly understand. I mean, women, age, mom taught me a long time ago, you don't ask those questions like weight either or how they look in a certain
Oh
outfit.
God.
I've learned all the basics, not to worry.
Good.
But if you were to tell me any of that information, don't worry. As he leans in, your secret would be safe with me.
She just does that thing of raises a finger, starts to say something, and just goes like,
So the GIF, well, not GIF, but
"Yeah,
meme.
that meme.
I
Yes,
mean,
that's
you're
exactly
not.
what she kind of did for a moment. It's like,
Well,
So,
sweet cheeks, if there's anything else you wish to get off your slightly smaller chest, feel free to say so now. Otherwise, I'd like to enjoy the current stop and deepen the conversation with a slightly more enticing lady.
yes. What is at this temple and why are we going there? Aside from it's nice, it's important, the reason I ask is unless it can get us to the capital faster, then it is not involved in our job. And I've already gotten a warning from our employer.
Sounds like a pushy guy that can't enjoy the sights. Where I'm taking her is a place that she's hinted at that she would enjoy. Temple will also help with any rest and some supplies, and it'll give time to send a message for a faster mode of transportation. Yes, it's going in the opposite direction about a week, but a week is a small price to pay to catch back up to where we're going and also to throw off any danger that's headed our way. Where else to hide than on the beach? Beautiful sunset view. Oh, temple, well guarded, with highly trained soldiers and dedicated to a god. Who would look for you in a temple? They'd expect you to be hiding at your own home or estate or trying to make your way down a main road. Off the beaten path is safest approach, Sam. You can trust me. As he puts a hand on your shoulder and looks you in the eyes. It's what's best for everyone, especially her.
Then I hope the faster means of transportation will make up for the time lost. Because we have a timetable, and we are told to adhere to it. Otherwise, there will be penalties.
Well, I can't say I know a whole lot about your employer, your timetables, or anything, but if I had to be blunt, I'd just say I really don't care because apparently I'm getting dragged along and you're getting benefits from it. And I get to spend time with her, and that's all that really matters to me.
I would say it would matter because the body count that the messenger has is higher than all of us put together, including what you or Pete might have.
Hmm.
This guy is lethally serious.
Well, if I told you I've never killed anyone directly with my own hands, would you believe me?
No.
Well, I would say that wounds me again, but your guess would be right. And he'll just take his hand off your shoulder, turn around, and start walking back to the tree. As he just starts whistling, and as he gets closer, you basically just hear him sort of call out loudly, "Honey, I'm back! I hope you've missed me as much as I've missed you. The sun is rising high in the sky, and the clouds are beautiful, just like your vestige. I would love to gaze upon you more and talk about the birds."
He is a lovebird.
Well, I know one bird that he has an eye on.
Yes, it ain't you.
Inxyra's just going to slowly waddle herself out of the carriage and be all like, I want to go for a walk.
Oh, of course. He will get the door as she's trying to leave and put a hand out to help her out.
Mm. How
She
much?
will take the hand.
How much longer are we going to be stationary?
I'm gonna find out from Pete.
Can I come? I'm bored.
Sure.
Yeah.
You can come along board.
I. Wait. Since when did you learn jokes?
I've known them. Doesn't mean I
Uh,
always use them.
You there, aid, as he looks over at Ash. I
Yes.
believe we could use some assistance in protecting the young lady and helping her get across any puddles or dangers, and that it would make us both feel more comfortable to have an able sword with us. It's also the appropriate action to take with someone of her importance. Playing up the fact
What?
that she's like a noble, even though she isn't.
Ash was about to open up his mouth to say something like he wasn't sure, but the cowboy just go along with
Just
it.
shut up and do it.
He just he just didn't just close his mouth. He just nods like very well.
Excellent. This one is the most well behaved of all. Pete is right that the quiet ones usually do make the best servants.
Wow, Ash just keeps getting further and further demoted.
To
Oh, he
be
went from party member to bodyguard to
To
servant.
servant.
yeah, to be fair,
Damn, dude.
to be fair, according to the house to his racist file, they don't want to stand out. But unfortunately, unfortunately, for him, he gets stand out. He stands out a lot for some reason.
Maybe if you. I wonder what it is, Sam. Is it talking to his hand?
Probably.
He hasn't done that for the most part, except for when no one else is around.
Exactly, because we all told him off about it.
Oh my god, it's so cute!
He learns. Sometimes.
Hmm. I'm sorry that you've been cramped in that long wagon ride for so long, but now that you're out, you should be able to enjoy the sights, destinations, and everything else so much more.
Michael, I have a question.
Uh-oh.
You said there was a hill. Is there a forest nearby? Or a, what's the word? A gathering of trees.
A grove?
No, it's, Copes. I can see the word written out. I don't remember how to pronounce it. A stand of
Well, like,
trees.
I,
You don't remember the word.
a stand of trees. It's just called a
Um,
collection of stands.
Basically, just looking at the map to where you are, it's kind of like this for location wise. So a few trees over this way, cluster up here behind the wagon.
Scattered hither, thither, and yon.
Yeah.
Then they're just going to go on a leisurely walk.
Those horses look like war horses.
Eh.
But Inxyra will note that, unfortunately, since her legs are so long, that yes, being in a carriage does make them cramp.
Oh, my poor lady. When we get to the temple, we'll be able to walk along the beach. You'll be able to look at the sunset on the cliffside. You'll be able to enjoy the catacombs and the sights and the chanting of the monks. It will be breathtaking, I promise you.
Where's my sword?
Ash is just following him, and he's listening to him with Kabu, and Kabu just makes a comment in Ash's head. Geez, no wonder you didn't want to go with this guy. He won't shut up.
Inkster's just going to reply to that with a cheeky smile, like, oh, but there is nothing more I love than having the wind through my hair.
Right, your hair.
I noted that pause. Anyone that knows the character would note that pause and know what it was referencing. Because fur would have sounded really weird.
My things. Yes, the wind feels good on my I also had like a lot of sugar and I had like 5 cups of tea, so I'm hyper.
Hi,
You'll
Hyper. I
need
thought you
to
were
eat it
bored.
later. So, do you appreciate your companions that you travel with?
Appreciate some of them, yes. Some of them have a level headed, but as you can see, this servant needs some work.
Wait, which one?
The one
The
who's
one
with her right now.
them.
Oh, that one.
Well,
Airhead.
can't hold him completely at fault. After all, he did just lose his brother in a very nasty situation.
Oh, but that may be true, but at the same time, he was a lot worse like 3 weeks ago with his brother.
Ah, difficulties, yes.
Good, help us
Well,
find.
Hmm.
Sorry, Shig.
I'm, hmm,
The trash talk is real.
I don't know what quite to say that. I mean, surely you've known him for a while and the others, and even though you aren't a noble, I imagine that you have done much in your travels. Have you visited any temples in your travel?
No, we've not. I've not really set foot in a temple that's not run down before.
Really? What a shame. You wouldn't find that anywhere here. Any old temples are usually torn down and used for repurposed factors after being dedicated to the god in some form or fashion, or they're maintained very well due to the funds that they bring in.
Funds, you say?
Yes,
Maybe we should go check out this temple then.
of course, any temple dedicated to one of the gods usually tends to bring in quite a bit of revenue, sometimes better than some merchant guilds.
Ooh.
As says, a lady. I mean, lady. I forgot your. I can't pronounce her name. Redneck.
Inxyra!
Inxyra. Miss Inxyra. Are you sure that's a wise thing to do?
Yes, I think we should go check out this temple.
It will have everything that she's looking forward to. They have the most unique activities, I hear. Quite enjoyable to the onlooker for a small price.
What are these?
Oh,
Uh,
that's the exact reason we should go.
Ash just blushes like just groans. Not sure what to say to either of these two.
Don't worry, child. It will be perfectly fine. I understand that you're going through a lot right now and that the charade is kind of faded, and I do appreciate your dedication to the fact of still treating her as the lady, even though I am fully aware that Sam is the one who is in charge and pulls your leash.
Ash just looks, gives him a look after like, oh, it's like what? Huh? Like the most confused look ever. Then he looks over at Exit at Seven. Doesn't say a word, but he just gives her a look like, what have you been telling him?
At this point, Inxyra is just going to offer Ash a very manic smile.
Oh, my lady, what do you like best out of the options I present to you? Would you love flowers, a beautiful view, or something
Ick.
sharp?
Sharp!
Sharp.
Don't even
Oh
have to
my,
ask on that one.
a lady after my own heart, so my guesses are right about you. Oh, I definitely am taking you to the right place of enjoyment. We will love the temple for sure, and it will love us back after our little donation.
Okay,
Oh.
I'm gonna roll a sense motive on this guy. After he's what he was saying. Oh, I may not get much. Huh, what do you know? Maybe I might.
He's a little bit creepy, but it's not like he has any ill intention or harm directed at Nixia. He's literally thinks he's picked out the best option and something that she's going to enjoy these activities at the temple, whatever that
Hmm,
entails, something sharp and whatever.
that's why I roll sense motive. Like, wait, it's sharp. Obviously, when they say sharp, I want sharp.
It's like looking at a villain, but he loves his wife. So it's like it's got that creepy smile on his face with the look where like the shadows come across his eyes. And you're like, dude, that guy's creepy as sin. But yet it's like, but he loves her, so he's not going to harm her. But I don't
Okay,
completely trust this guy. I getting a weird vibe.
exactly. I'm getting some weird vibe in.
The warning bells are going off. However,
He's not
It's
sure
subtle,
how
but it's there, and
it's
Ash is
there.
feeling it.
ding 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 ding.
Or Kavu will say, if something goes south, find the other.
Hmm.
But that's what he
Well,
tells him.
I do enjoy our walk, but looks like your guard's a little anxious for us to probably get back. Shall we return to the others? Maybe the horses will be rested after this hour walk.
Hmm. Hopefully. Ash, go in front of us and make sure we don't trip over any twigs or limbs.
What a
Very well.
brilliant idea.
Very well,
She
I'll do
used
it. He does what
his
he's told so far.
Even though the ruse is over, you still play the part.
except until she named him Ash.
Oh shit! It's a nickname!
Lawrence hasn't caught it.
And
It's like
Pete's
Ash.
not
Oh,
there.
man, it'll
Oh,
click later and be like, Ash, is that a middle name or a nickname?
and
I don't know.
Ash.
Maybe it
I
got
looked
burned
over
once.
at
Maybe she's
Discord.
mocking
Or
him.
maybe it's reference to the fact all his enemies are now Ash.
Hmm. It's not his concern right now. He may ask about it later.
If he remembers.
Yeah. At which point, meanwhile, during that hour, you pretty much meet up with the driver who's just got the horses
Taking a
over at the
moment.
stream, letting them drink and eat. And Pete's just sort of like standing watch over by the trees. And you'll end up meeting up with them. Pete will come walking over. Hi, Mrs. Sam. Miss Leader, Cap. I don't quite know what title to call you since you're not a lord or noble and kind of used to that. Does sir or madam work fine?
Either one will work. Although if it causes you confusion, you can simply refer to me as Sam.
Hmm. Well, that debunks a couple of theories I had about you,
That I'm a noble? The answer's no.
among other things. Sure. All right, Sam, how's you and the looks over and sort of like points a thumb over at Stella's character, the new person doing?
Doing alright. We're inquiring as to how long the rest plan is.
Hour should get the horses fed and a little rested. Still gonna be a little tired, but nothing that them just pulling the wagon should do. I think we've exhausted enough over 2 days' time to get rid of any tails or followers we might have had.
More than likely. Keep watch anyway tonight.
No, of course.
Better to err on the side of caution than end up dead. Well then, I'll return to the wagon, keep an eye on it, since
Be right back.
people are out and about.
I see.
She'll turn around and head back to the wagon.
At which point Pete will come back with a horse and hook it up, bring back another horse, third and a fourth, get them properly situated. The wagon. And
Pete, correct?
yes.
The name's Danielle. Well, that's not my full name, but it's simpler if you just address me like that.
Address you as what?
Danielle.
Oh, for a moment I thought you said never mind. So, Danielle, what exactly do you do or have done with these folks?
In which sense and where?
Oh my. I guess all. Apparently you've known them for a while. Did you know the brother?
Yeah, he didn't last very long. Not really. He went to go investigate the fire and then, it was not a pretty sight.
One usually doesn't run toward a burning thieves guild when there's a bunch of guards and stuff. Damien,
Yeah.
I guess, wasn't a bright individual. Too bad.
No, Damien was pretty smart. It was more of that he wants to help as much as he can. So he tried to play hero and wound up becoming Ash.
Well, not to offend the recently dead, but he had a responsibility to Sam, since he served her, to be where she is to protect her, and not to go wandering off his own trying to protect random people that weren't his employer.
To each their own. But
Exactly.
now you want to know about me? Oh, I basically am their shadow.
Well, that could mean a lot of things, especially considering the town we just came from. You'd almost basically be admitting that you're a thief or assassin.
Well, one has to keep reputations quiet, right?
Oh my. Good thing we're all getting along. Otherwise, I would have a little bit to worry about.
Only a little?
Only a little.
Just a little. As he holds two fingers up, doing like an inch worth of distance.
But yeah, no. I was acquainted and then kind of roped into servitude. So, it's fine.
So, are you a slave or servant?
Past.
Oh, my poor child.
Eh,
Tis
like,
are the ways lately. Slave trade has been booming.
yeah. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that.
Well, considering your predicament, I imagine not. It's not like you chose to be a farmer or got roped into being one. You can enjoy that. Being a slave brings about
My
certain
bad.
activities that aren't exactly enjoyable as he rubs his back.
I'm guessing. Mm, nah, I won't inquire too much. But it's nice to meet you. Um, now, how long? An hour, right?
Yeah. You guys have basically been at the wagon for about 30 minutes. The horses are all hitched up. You see the others start coming back to the wagon.
Awesome. She climbs on top.
At which point, Pete's just looking around. It's like, that guy's been gone for about 30 minutes. Our driver has taking a piss and everything. It's like, what's taking him so long?
Ah, shit. That's just Sam's response to hearing that.
Pete's like, oh, there's the Lord. Where's our driver?
Danielle, recon.
Ah. Do you want me to investigate this?
Do you need to ask? Sam steps up and steps, stands back up, grabs sword, and starts looking around.
Fine.
Pete will climb down from the front seat
Quick
off
and
the
quiet.
wagon. At which point, let's come back. Oh, Sam, we just had the most wonderful stroll, beautiful flowers, rolling hills. There was a whole lot of nothing out here. Honestly, I'm looking forward to getting to the temple and having some excitement.
You might get that sooner than planned. As she starts counting
Wonderful.
heads.
Everything's
As
going
he was reaching
perfect
for
for Lawrence.
right,
Ash, it's like, let's see. He's here, he's here, he's here. Point looks at Pete, he's here, she's doing recon.
Pete comes around the
Jonathan
front of the
here.
horses. Sir, the driver's missing. Well, I recommend that you don't lose him. No, I mean, he's like missing. Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
And
Hopefully he's coming back.
hopefully he's lost and not something else. Because that might be a problem.
Well, where did you last leave him, Pete? Riverbank where the horses were. He said he was going to get a drink, wash up a little bit, go to the bathroom, be back in a few minutes. And how long was that? Several minutes. And then some. Well, let's just hope he didn't get ate by a bear. Meanwhile, Danielle is exploring, come over to the trees. Beyond that is basically the stream.
Did you do stealth checks?
Yes.
It can be taught.
Meanwhile, Inxyra's just going to be looking over at Sam, pleading with her eyes, like, let me work! Let me work!
I have to roll this. I have to roll, see if Sam
Pete will be
even
coming over.
figures it out.
Sir, if you don't mind getting in the wagon. What? If you don't mind getting in the wagon for your safety.
I swear to God, if you guys leave me behind again.
You're not
Oh,
armed, sir.
wrong roll.
Oh, well,
I
I'm
don't think
I
Sam
can't
notices.
possibly leave the lady alone. She can join you, sir. There's plenty of room in the wagon, as you're well aware. You have a
Uh,
good point.
Lawrence, please get in the wagon. That way, in case we have to leave in a hurry, we don't have to wait for people to board.
And Nixia, would you give me the honor to join me in the wagon while we wait for the stumbling driver to find his way back?
Michael, I'm going to have to roll something really quick because Seven's not had much work time and he likes working, so I have to do a wisdom check.
I rolled a sense motive to see if I could notice Seven's problems, and I rolled a 2.
Okay, so Seven looks like he's panting, but not straight on dog panting, but just a little pant. But he'll turn his head very sharply and look over at Lawrence and just nod his head a couple times.
Okay. And he'll go ahead and climb into the wagon and wait for her to join him.
Which she will, but her face is going to be stuck to the window.
Jonathan, close in. If we need to leave in a hurry, let's leave in a hurry.
Meanwhile, you with your little stealth checks up there,
Yes.
I will need a listen check.
Let's see if the rogue can do roguey things. Or if the rogue's gonna do like a paladin and get spotted and ganked.
High possibility of gank, maybe.
I'm hoping it'd be correct sneakiness and not gankiness. Because getting ganked sucks.
Listen, you don't really hear anything over the stream and nothing. I need a spot check.
A little better.
Spot check, you will notice something that looks somewhat familiar to you. Out of the corner of your eyes as you're looking through the bushes and across river, you notice what looks to be a pair of boots sticking out behind a bush.
Oh god damn it!
How far away is it?
About 45 feet away, pretty much bush. So you basically have him.
I'm gonna throw a mind blade to see if there's a reaction. Not at him, but like near his feet and shit.
All right, make me an attack roll to throw a knife at the edge of the bushes right next to his feet.
Oh, that's right, you have the gauntlet, so it's extended range.
Yep.
I forgot. I'm like, she has range 30 feet. How can she do that? Gauntlet, she has
Take
range
the
60.
negatives. Oh, wait, no negatives. And critical fail right in the foot.
No reaction.
Oh, thank God. I thought he was going to upset the driver. Dude, he's dead.
Well,
Looks like he won't be upset anymore.
12. To hit, hitting the ground is like a 5. Well within distance, so you throw it and it lands right to the right of his left boot and doesn't flinch. Maybe he didn't see it or hear it.
Well, he's dead.
He's dead, Jim.
Not wrong.
Although, listen check will hear something. Spot check won't know it, but they did hear, so they will take action and they will come out.
Oh hi!
As long as it's not Kevin. Because he shouldn't be here.
Oh no, bats.
That's just the figure. Oh my. That's more than
Oh
figure.
no, I don't. No, I don't. No.
Let the
Oh.
rogue be bait.
Basically, you basically get that as you hear a buzzing sound and basically something large starts to come out. Much larger than a regular bee, about the size of like a small dog almost. As you see something that looks like the cross between maybe an ape and a large hornet.
What?
Oh, a what and a
And
what?
a wasp and a hornet.
Wait, that's not a wasp and a hornet. That's like a gorilla and a hornet.
Oh, the picture's posted? Oh!
Mm,
It's like a gorilla with a insect mask on it.
hovering in the air, his wings
Uh,
buzzing, a constant low drying sound of a hornet with a baboon like head that screeches at you with fury, is the general read off description. These things are
well,
small size, the other one is large size. Basically,
Oh,
what you did is just disturb
hi!
a hornet's nest of an aberrant magical hybrid version of hornets and basically angry baboons.
she basically double double times it to the wagon.
Well, that is a niche because you see each other, so no surprise round for them, no surprise round for you. So a niche rolls for everyone.
God damn it.
Oh,
That's why I had everybody gather at the wagon in case we need to leave in a hurry.
Well, it's at 80 feet. I can hop on by then. Right. 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 Uh,
They get a 15 on the die.
Oh
And their
crap.
initiative bonuses are.
Them going first. Because our rolls are shitty.
Oh,
Well, look at our rolls. 4. Let's see, a 2,
6.
a 4, an 8, and a 4.
yeah, and they're going on the Queen's turn, so 15 flat. Otherwise, the drones would have a higher niche.
I just got a beep. I got a new follower! Yay!
Yay!
Alrighty, so got everybody's initiatives.
Michael, did you get that little snippet I sent you?
I saw it, I didn't have a chance to read it because of current activities, but let's see what we have here.
But,
Okay,
by the way,
most
Lydia, I
definitely.
do like the candy dispenser full of dice.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
His response will basically just sort of be silence, a nod, and then a big smile as he just stares at you.
Good! Yay!
He's letting you work?
Well, you're not a noble or a duchess or anything to where it's like, no, no, you can't do that. That's why you have servants. It's, oh, you serve Sam. Well, you do have a responsibility to have to fight, and if you do serve him, then obviously he's not just keeping around for looks, because then you just be his servant slash concubine or something. And she's a she, so yeah, handmaiden maybe. It's like, no, most likely you have some kind of skills, magical or otherwise, which is why Sam keeps you around. So yeah, I understand that you have a responsibility. You probably can fight.
Okay, then Inxyra is just going to respond back with, if you see anything coming that looks like we're gonna fight them, open the door.
He just puts his hand on the door and just winks at you.
Yes! Now I gotta be right back really quickly because I have to use the bathroom because I'm drinking 5 cups of tea.
I was gonna say, if Lawrence winks at you and locks the door. Bad, Lawrence. Bad.
It's okay to let them die, honey. I'll ride us off to justice. Cracks the whip and rides the wagon away.
Oh crap. Oh crap.
Probably not.
Probably not.
Lydia, run.
That's exactly the game plan.
What was that song? Run to the hills?
Just use the old Joe Stark secret family to run away.
Run,
And
run as quick as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. I hope.
And
I hope I'm as fast as him. Ooh.
Violet.
Shut up.
Okay, back.
Poor Lydia. This might not be good. At least the big one's not super fast. Ooh, the little ones are fast though.
The big one's crawling on the ground, the queen is.
Oh.
The other ones are flying and buzzing around in the air, like making circles above her, and two are swooping in attack because they have a speed of 60.
Oh
So they
boy.
could honestly swarm her to death. Almost.
They don't know
Full
she's worth it
on.
though.
No, they're kind of protecting the queen and slowly moving in and hovering above her head and such. But two of them are moving in to attack as they fly in, howling, as the rest of them are just flying around the air, just howling madly, and will take a bite at you.
Nom 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 nom. No! Smack!
Ooh, almost
Ooh, natural one!
followed up with the 16.
Does a 16 hit?
No, it does not.
So critical fails, it swoops in to take a chunk out of him.
Let me see. It has to make a fort save.
18 on the dice plus bonuses,
Yeah, that'll make it.
most likely.
Because it's like, if it failed, it was exhausted.
Ooh. It's tiring to bite people.
Exhaustion! Fort save.
And other one will come in and take a bite. Nope.
Yes.
Access denied.
And
Access denied.
done. Meanwhile, just back guarding the wagon.
Jonathan, get over here.
Yeah, okay. Hang on.
Spot check.
I'm moving over here and doing a spot check. And I don't see anything.
Looks like some large creatures, about the size of dogs, flying around over near the bushes. That's
That's
a lot
weird.
over there, but they're over there. Seem to be upset with something over in the brush. Any other action?
Like, well, uh, everyone's sorry. Everyone wants my attention tonight for some damn reason. But anyway,
Tell them access denied.
They don't care.
So,
But
you have the right to say no. Whether they respect that or not is a different story.
exactly. Anyways, Ash just looks over and tries to see like, I don't see Estella or I don't see Lydia's new character name. Crap, I keep
Danielle.
Daniela. I don't see Daniela. I don't see the writer.
I don't see
Huh.
the people.
I don't see anyone here. He tries, and that's basically he's spending his turn just looking. So that's the end of his turn. There's nothing I can do. I want to help her out, but I can't.
When you fail at the spot checks, you can't see shit.
Exactly.
Something I am
Thank
well aware of.
God for arcane. I meant not arcane shit. But, well, fuck it. Full on discharge. We need to go, we need to go. He's dead.
Remember,
Dead
these
Jim.
aren't. Remember, these aren't undead, so your psychic thing can work on them.
Oh, I know they can work.
I don't think that's her
There's
point.
just a lot and not so much her.
I do not have the cloning spell, okay?
Neither do I. Not yet.
I know not yet. Um,
Damn, what's your movement speed?
40.
I don't know where you want to go in relation to the wagon.
Get into the wagon, yeah. But it's Seven's turn. Oh wait, is she still AFK?
Is it my turn?
Seven's
Yes.
probably
Yeah.
sitting in the wagon waiting.
If it's a
these
free
large things
action,
probably
Sam
don't
will. Actually, would it be free action if I can see any of that shit? Or do I need to wait for my turn to roll?
You were looking in that direction, whereas compared to Shig's character was coming around the wagon looking at you and you're calling him over and he's like sees over your shoulder, Oh, there's large dark things in the sky. Oh, swarming that book. Oh, that could be dangerous. You're looking that direction, so you saw that basically come flying up in the air and swarming around and swooping down at the brush.
All right.
You're like, okay, yep, that doesn't look good.
At which point I'll just call out, "We got trouble."
And then at that point, Inxyra is going to motion towards Lawrence to cough, cough, open the door.
He
So,
will swing the door open as he sets back.
okay, then I am swift actioning doggy form and leaping out and going behind a tree.
Make
But
it so.
kind of sticking my head out right here to watch them and see where they go.
Spying on the bad guys?
Danielle's turn.
Uh,
Actually, it would be right here.
Disengaging.
Withdraw. Run. Get to the wagon.
That's exactly the game plan.
Hopefully it doesn't burn
God
down.
damn it, not again!
Remember,
Let's do this
don't
out.
burn down the wagon.
Plop. Plop. It happened again! Sam!
What?
It happened again!
I don't know what you're trying to say.
Everything hates me.
Oh. Well, stop finding trouble so easily.
That's asking a lot.
Big ass wasps killed fucking. What's his face? Did he even have a name?
The driver? Only Pete probably knew it.
They
He was getting
killed.
paid well to basically ride, but no one really bothered talking to him, and he didn't really bother associating with you guys.
They killed the driver. And they were pissed off, and now they're attacking me. Do you want me to roll that bluff?
Not really that far from the truth, honestly. He
I
got
mean,
too
it's good,
close.
not really that far from the
Started
truth.
running back, and he got swarmed and stung to death. Next up is Sam.
They big and gross.
75 to 80 out. Single target, single target, single target, single target, single target. All single targets. Well, I don't know how nasty these things are, so I'm going to cast a single first level spell. Success. I cast Shield of Faith. I get the AC boost. And that is standard. As move action, I will draw sword. And that's all I'm going to do. Because that's all I can do. Cast a spell, draw a weapon.
I don't think they like you, Yogi.
What you talking about? Everybody loves me. Oh God.
As the big queen's just crawling across the ground, howling loudly, and the little ones are just making a bunch of baboon noises as they're flying around howling. And several of them come swooping in for the attack,
Oh,
separating them out, even though technically the two in the back are actually like above the other ones and basically stinging. Three-dimensional combat.
yay. Air effects still frag them all. Be right back.
And we have 3 bite attempts. Ooh, gets progressively worse. 1 hit. First one bites, and that's enough to make you not have the other ones bite you. D4 plus 1. Take 5 damage. First one chomps into you. And the other 2 will go for stings on your back and leg. And miss and miss.
Uh, are these all directed towards me?
Yes. Those
Uh,
5 attacks.
first one hits, second one misses. Uh,
All the others miss. You just take
yeah.
5 points of damage from the first one
Alright.
biting you.
Ow! This is fine.
And next up, Ash's turn as Danielle is running back to the group, and a large swarm of really large, angry flying wasps are attacking her. And one of them seems to have bit her. The other are swarming around trying to sting and bite her.
I don't know what to do. I'm gonna help her out, but I would tell Sam I'm gonna help her out right now, but Adam is AFK. Jonathan says I'm gonna tell Sam I'm gonna go help her out right now, back us up, and he runs, drawing the long sword out, and
Ones with the blue
let's
dots are the ones actually above other ones, so they're 5 feet up.
yeah,
The other ones are the ones that are pretty much floating around about eye
yeah.
level.
I'm gonna give this one. I hope let's see. I draw the long sword. Can I hit it?
Maybe. I don't know. Can you?
Apparently I can.
With a confirmed crit, it looks like.
Yeah, well, we need Adam because he has that. Doot, 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 doot,
And
doot.
as it takes that hit, it will get an immediate action to do a touch attack against you. That's a confirm
Touch attack, you said?
touch attack.
Okay.
21 touch. I think that pegs everyone under the sun.
Yeah. My touch isn't that big, so yeah. So what does it?
It's a bad touch.
I know it's a bad
You
touch.
get it with a critical,
I know. I heard. I've been watching the stream.
and upon slashing it, it basically turns around and douses you with pheromones,
Oh no!
painting the target as the rest of them basically lose interest in Danielle and turn their attention to you,
Oh no!
To Sam or Ash?
To
And
to
me.
Ash, and they basically go into like a rage.
Oh
oh
god
boy.
damn it.
All right, you ready for
That's
your options? Because I think you have weapon focus, don't you?
no, I don't have weapon focus on a long sword because remember, I'm not using my mind blade right now.
Oh,
All right.
I threw it away, so I'm
No,
done.
you picked it back up.
I mean, I picked it back up, but I'm not. I'm no.
All right. Well, then the crit card for slashing is rupture abdominal cavity, double damage, and 1 con bleed.
I think that will kill him.
Um.
The attack damage period killed it.
Well, the 1 con bleed is nasty.
15 damage from the base attack was enough to put it down. So it basically, you slash it right open across the stomach, guts go everywhere, and slice the pheromone pouch open and get doused in it. Which point the other ones go into a rage. Pretty much every single one in 60 feet, which is all of them, and turn their attention directly towards you.
He just looks. He notices it and tells Danielle, go. Go or help, whichever one you want.
Did. Okay, no, he didn't say it. He didn't say it.
Save yourself.
No, he didn't
You're an
say the words
idiot.
that are an auto jinx.
I got this
Yeah.
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 Michael, I'm essentially going right there.
into that square, so I'll switch them over here. So you can actually
Okay.
occupy it.
And give me tingle. Yum yum.
Running out, attacking the one that's eye level to Danielle, and you're gonna come right around puppy form and jump. Can you do it? Yes. And
And
chomp, and that is enough damage, although it is flanked, so sneak attack. And it will turn around and immediate action 17 touch attack.
Yes.
You are doused in chemical, at which point the group kind of splits as all of them have their attention turned on the both of you. That's probably going to save Ash's butt.
thank you, doggy.
Danielle's turn. Bit arm. Bugs seem to be swarming the two who killed two of the bugs. What be next?
Uh, thank God for psychic strike. Wait, flanked. Oh, it's dead. Huh.
Uh huh.
There's wait, how? Oh yeah, the blue ones
Oh.
have multiple.
Tumble?
She doesn't have ranks in Tumble.
Oh.
I have
What?
Last time
no.
we had this conversation, she was a rogue that didn't have ranks in Tumble.
Yeah, no, I had no ranks in it.
Yeah,
You're
that
gonna
was
need to
my
fix
thoughts
that.
exactly.
She's not that type of rogue.
It keeps coming up. She's gonna want to learn it.
I will.
She can also withdraw or 5 foot step.
I was gonna say if she had tumble, she could just go badoop and then get the sneak attack.
5 foot step. I still got a psychic charge.
And you're still in reach if you step there.
Well, so is the creature that's 5 feet above her and Ash. So she can reach up and stab it in the sky and get the mental sneak attack on it. Just not regular sneak attack.
Wait, that's a thing?
It's 5 feet above you, so it's 5 foot off the ground. So it's right above you. All you gotta do is reach up and stab it. Or, backed up 5 feet and
I
throw it.
guess.
Either throw or
Nice
stab.
damage.
It's a throw.
Oh.
If you're throwing, I would almost recommend moving like here. That way you're
Oh.
not in melee, because attacking with
Oh, if
ranged
that's
in
the case,
melee, it's
if
5 feet above you, so it's still adjacent to you.
like
With
that.
that would put you next to that one who's above your
Same
head 5
problem.
feet.
You
Just
are
think
next to a creature making
three-dimensional.
a ranged
It's
attack.
adjacent to you but above you.
Oh, okay, so right there,
So
yeah.
you'd have to move away if you're going to throw melee. If you're going to throw into melee, that way you
If
don't get the attack bop.
if
If you
you
want to
are
stand
in
right next
reach
to
of
Ash and stab it, sure.
if you're in reach of a creature and you make a ranged attack, it gets a free shot at you. Period.
Unless you have a feat or a prestige class or spell to avoid it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a lot of them, unfortunately. But that will throw, and that will hit the one in the air. Looking down at Ash, and hit, and damage. Your psychic strike will trigger.
Yeah.
D8.
Is it just a D8? No, nope, that's second level. Never mind.
I
Yes, it
think it's
is
just
just
one
D8.
D8.
It's 1D8 for now.
Yep, it'll be two D8 soon. 8. And it will go
Damn,
down,
max on both dice.
and you are not in melee, so it cannot douse you before it dies to mark you.
Obviously, lightsaber's coming back.
Back in style or just coming back?
Yes.
Huh.
And Sam's turn.
Move and swing. Switch over to weapons chart. Pick the correct weapon. Yes, with flank. Can't do any other bonuses. Wow, the shit rolls on damage.
Wow, that's the first time one doesn't die outright.
Yeah. Well, I don't have any of the buffs in effect either.
Hmm. And their turns.
I have very high to hits. I have shit for damage rolls.
5 foot, 5 foot, flying in and down, flying in and down. Well, above you.
Does it provoke?
No,
Okay.
it basically does like an arc up
Okay.
and then basically right down on top of you and towards just the square right above you and takes the sting at Ash. Basically like a catapult, except for with its butt since it has a stinger. As it goes flying up and coming down at Ash. And within 60 feet, coming at Ash. Or actually, I forgot. Yeah, other people are doused. So going. And here comes the rest of the swarm. It's
Hi,
quickly
guys.
approaching. And Pete's basically just made his way over to the horses, trying to keep them calm and not panicking and trying to run away. Lawrence has the door closed and is just sort of waiting.
Looking out the window,
Okay.
probably going, "Oh, she's so fascinating." Or, "Where is she?" Or some bullshit like that.
No, he just sat in the wagon, just thinking to himself, she can turn into a dog. And attack rolls. Get a bonus for their little rage effect on those who have been splashed. Doggo is getting attacked. Luckily, only one attack. 2 hits. One bite, one sting. And d4 plus 1 for the bite, which is a +3, so that's 7 from a bite. And a sting is a 1d3 plus 6 total, so that's 7 plus 3, so 13 damage, what dog will take from the two of them. And I will need a fort save from that sting because it's poisonous. You're good. And then over here with 4 on Ash. I'll go with the 2 that flew in for the bites.
Hmm. Only one hit.
One
Luckily.
bite. So 1d4 plus 1 with their +2 from their rage, since you're sprayed. 1 for basically 4 damage. And now the other 2, which one took a 5-foot step and the other basically also took a 5-foot step towards you. So they get a full attack action, which is either a sting or a bite and 2 claw attacks. They're going with the bite and 2 claw attacks. So bite.
Oh,
Oh, you should have ducked instead of dodged. Rolling to confirm.
why
Confirmed.
not?
Oh my
Oh
god.
One
That's
god.
bites you in
almost
the
another
leg, you
20.
jerk back, and the other one comes down and chomps on your shoulder as it howls. Crit card from a bite attack, Adam. We'll go with piercing because wasp and everything.
Oh god, yeah.
Dude,
Adam?
don't be the hero.
Adam?
Sorry, I read it off and didn't realize I had my mic muted still. Hand wound. Normal damage. 1d2 dex damage. -4 penalty on all rolls using that hand until healed.
Run a roll percentiles, Shig, and see if it's left or right. Low is left, high is right, and then also I need you to declare what hand your character
Okay.
is, although it doesn't matter since you wield the weapon two-handed, so you're going to take penalties either way.
Yeah, so let's see. 1D100 and
It is your left hand, but you two-weapon fight unless you reshape your mind blade.
so I think
So,
he is using a longsword at the moment.
oh,
So
Yeah, he
well,
can use it one-handed.
yeah, that's a good part.
I assume you're right-handed and you're wielding it right hand, so you had up to defend yourself, just got chomped on.
Yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
just
So normal damage
and
and then a D2 Dex damage.
that's
We'll
not
go
too.
with the dex, 1 point. That'll probably still drop your AC and reflex a little bit.
It's fine.
And
I'm fine.
the
It's fine.
damage from the bite, regular damage, so that's 5 points. So five physical damage, one dex damage, and a -4 to use your left hand for anything, which luckily your right hand.
Yep, I have my right hand up.
All right, that's just the bite. Now let's get over to the two claws. 17 to hit and 12 to hit. 17 will hit.
I will
So,
active. No, wait, that won't work. Not enough.
nope,
Never mind.
nope. Okay. And claw will be for 5 points. All right.
Okay.
Now jumping over to the other one, which took a little 5 foot buzz over, full round action. Bite,
That's a miss.
claw, and
Alright.
claw.
Okay, one hit.
And it's on a claw, thankfully, which is less damage. Instead of a d4 plus 3, it's just a d3 plus 2. And for 4 points of damage.
Like I said, everything hates everything.
By the way, Sam, I mean Adam, how long does it I can't use that hand for?
Till healed.
Okay.
And the rest have moved, so that brings it around to Ash's turn. You smell a little funny, and you've been bit.
Per-
Luckily, you didn't get stung, though.
Got bit pretty badly on that
They
hand.
deal dex damage of a d6 if you fail the fort save, but it's pretty darn low.
let's see, let's see.
Speaking of which,
Alright, I think what should I do? I'm gonna attack.
on
You know what? I'm gonna do a
here.
full action attack on the one in front of me. Do it right here, then move to the one on Sam.
One flying above you.
Yeah. So full out attack, right hand. So I have to use only my full strength.
You can do it.
And there was one more attack. So,
And if it matters, they are chaotic evil. That is a
unfortunately,
hit.
I'm not using my long. I mean, I'm not using my mind blade, so it doesn't matter. I was gonna. Ah, crap! I rolled the wrong one.
Oh, it's a +1 longsword, so
Yeah, I know that's a plus one. I meant to. I always make the mistake of rolling the single attack as opposed to full action attack.
oh, it's a different button
So
to
that will.
use.
Remember, we
Yeah,
said that the full action attack was glitched because it always rolled low on every single attack.
yeah, but the attack was the. What I was planning on was doing a full action attack and then using my gauntlet, my new bracers to get an extra attack off.
Oh yeah, your racers can do that.
Okay, yeah. So activate my
Ouch.
bracers. The first two, I guess I don't take hit. Swing, swing, swing.
Swing and a
Swing, buzzes
miss.
back. Swing, howls at you, buzzes back. Miss again. And you're just hearing a bunch of baboon insecto creatures howling and buzzing around you.
Yeah, so I activate the bracers and I get to use the 23 as the third, if you allow it, Michael.
Because you get the first two off the full list and one off, and then the single attack.
Yeah.
All right. So that would be one hit then, and then the obvious 12 and 7. No. So first one gets hit for 12 damage, which has already been damaged by Sam. So it drops, and of course, it don't care that you're sprayed, man. It is still gonna spray you with a critical with that melee touch. You are drenched in it. Enjoy.
Well, that's the end of
You
my
are
turn, man.
critically soaked in pheromones if you weren't already covered.
Does that mean he just pulls more aggro than before?
I don't think
Pretty
so.
much.
Oh,
We'll
gotcha.
treat it that way with not, I mean, two doses, I would say, about the same to make difference. But with a critical, sure. He basically is pulling them off of the doggo now.
It's
Basically,
one of
the
those.
whole swarm of them within 60 feet.
The
The whole
target is
the
painted.
whole
The target
family
has been
is
painted.
now boom.
Hey, hey, 7, you're welcome.
My
And it's
name's not
drenching
Seven.
down your face, and you're just soaked like someone dropped a bucket over your head.
Protect the lady, you fool.
I'm
Okay,
trying.
Michael, I'm going to. Can I take a 5 foot step and tromp this motherfucker in the sky?
Yes, he's 5 feet above you, so within 5 feet is your reach, so you can reach up and bite it.
Be right back.
Okay, well then I'm going to do the smart decision and do this instead.
Flank
Yes.
and chomp chomp. Can you do it?
Probably.
This.
Ash is gonna have to go back over to that river and take a bath. That's a hit. 14 will kill it. Crit confirms. You'll get a crit card, and you got all that sneak attack. That thing is like double dead.
Do we want the crit card?
Yes, I want my crit card.
This is bite, correct?
Yes.
All right, then you have to pick piercing, slashing, bludgeoning.
Piercing.
There's been a lot of crits this game session so far.
Yes, and
Uh,
it's
do you have weapon focus? I don't think you
No.
do. All right.
Don't think so on the one hit yet.
Piercing, tongue pierced, normal damage, one con damage. Target gains 50% spell failure chance of verbal spells until healed.
You guys doing con damage? Jeez.
He's
He's
been
extra
pinned up.
dead now.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, they don't have a lot of life to begin with, but that definitely is even worse. So super duper dead as Doggo jumps up to catch the frisbee, except for in this case, it's the bug and shreds the hornet in half, and blood or ichor flies everywhere. And as it goes to die, it attempts to paint you. Touch attack of a 6. No.
No. Access denied. Access denied.
Uh, Danielle's turn. Ash is extra sloppy and wet. Uh, Doggo just killed a bug on you, so yeah, you're Mind Blade and
thanks,
Throw.
dog. Mind blade and throw, right above Sam.
Hold still, I got this. William Tell Chunk. At least you didn't roll a 1, that would have been hilarious. That would have been sad.
That would be highly annoying.
And that's 10 since you haven't had the chance to recharge your Psychic Strike yet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
by the way, just as a note, because that was a 5 foot step, I have a -1 to my thing because of tower. So there is a point of AC in tower.
Nice. Or actually, it's a move action to charge your Psychic Strike, is it not?
Yes.
So free action draw blade, since you can do that now to manifest. You could move action charge and then thrown. Keep that in mind for the next time you do that.
Yes.
All right. So chunk and hit, highly
I
damaged, but still alive.
see. I have had so long without it.
I know. It's back.
My baby's back. I'm sorry, Mama left you.
Sam's turn.
Do I want to do this? Michael, which knowledge would I have to roll for these creatures?
They're aberrants. So that falls
Oh,
into
I
the
don't know if I
Underdark.
have that. Untrained. Here we go. Let's see if I get anything.
Best you can get is a 10.
Holy fuck.
And you rolled really well.
Waste of a roll.
The
So you gotta
minimum requirement is an 11 to basically know that they're aberrants and about nesting and such. So basically, these things are unnatural, some kind of wasp slash slightly large slash aminal type creature. Yeah, they're probably aberrants, but that's just about it. Apparently, they have a stinger like a wasp, and they have teeth like a rapid
Baboon.
baboon.
So,
You got nada,
oh, I
really.
was gonna say, would it be? Could I conceivably say that the stinger does poison?
Yes. Basically, it's like
Okay,
you can assume if it has a stinger like a wasp, it's probably some kind of poison. As to what poison it is or does, or if it like drips acid or
got
lights
nothing.
people on fire, no clue, but it's like a wasp, so it probably has a poisonous stinger. It's got sharp teeth. It's obviously some kind of weird magic mistake or weird breeding or creature, but it's an aberrant. So aberrant and poisonous, most likely. Of course, that's a hunch.
Yeah, that is definitely a
The only thing
guess.
you're sure of is aberrant creature.
Uh huh.
Anything else?
No. Well, doing a knowledge check is a free action, so I did that.
Hmm.
Now, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Fuck it all. Let's do it all. I'm gonna chain multiple things real quick. I'm going to swift action, casting defensively. Going to do Ray of Enfeeblement on Big Dude.
The queen.
Yeah, time to do a little bit of crowd control. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Fail.
12. I'm gonna say it's probably gonna be a fail, considering it's 15 plus plus spell level.
Uh huh. I had to roll a
So
6.
that's
I
two
rolled a
attacks
2.
of op with that spell failing.
Yeah.
And I always just split it in half for bite and sting.
Sorry.
You aren't dosed, so they don't get a bonus to hit you or damage. So bite attempt, no. Sting attempt,
No.
no. You luck out, but you still have to dodge, so it interrupts your casting. So spell is still lost. Still got your move action.
No,
Hey,
that was
there.
a swift action.
Oh, right. Swift and standard still.
So that was swift, so I will just full round action chop the uh bugs.
Always
One
love.
above you was hit by Estella, so it's bleeding a little bit. Pretty badly injured. It's doing its best just to stay in the air, which is probably the reason why it had like a 6 to hit you.
I ate all
Taking the
my
point from
cookies.
tower, putting a point into tower with full attack.
Man, I really need to get on that.
Does a 12 hit?
No.
Does a 15 hit?
Yes.
Alright. 13 damage from the second attack?
Drops, but as it does, 13 touch
No.
will not spray you as you get out of the way.
Bitch, get out of the way. Get out of the way, bitch.
Yeah.
And anything else now?
5 foot step there.
All right, their turns. And flying in the air past Sam, as they don't really care about tactics and flying up with Ash that heavily soaked. All rationality goes out the window. They are just mad dashing, basically just swarming.
So, does that mean I get the attack of op?
Attack of Op as it's 5 feet above you, goes flying past your head toward Ash.
13 to hit?
Will miss, I believe.
So,
Yep.
14 and 15 is our range.
I keep rolling these low numbers. I'm getting good
Don't do
bonuses, but shit rolls.
Other one will fly by Doggo, straight line toward Ash with a charge.
Such shitty rolls.
As that one will basically go tail first to sting.
What the hell? I
God.
rolled a 2.
And that will hit only because it's charging.
Oh, that's
Charge gives
why.
-2 to AC. That is correct.
Won't kill it, but definitely will put it on like its last leg as it basically like lands on the ground as it's trying to sting him.
Oh my god.
Congratulations, you pulled aggro.
And
I know.
Um,
That's why I posted that video.
Which honestly, what Sam would probably tell you is back up. Ash, back out.
You don't have to tell me twice.
Mm,
Yeah,
Because when it gets to my
gotcha.
turn, you're not going to want to be standing there.
Yeah, be right back quickly while you're setting this up and start picking your rolls. My AC is 15, by the way, Michael.
Oh boy. Be right back.
are the blue ones all enraged?
The blue ones are 5 feet up in the air.
Oh.
Doesn't really make too much difference to you guys.
Mm,
Mama Howler angry. And oh goodness, so gracious.
Oh, lots of attacks.
Charge sting, fly up, one attack, one attack, and one attack. So four with one attack, three with full round action. So that's only 9 attacks on him. He's fine.
15 AC?
Two, no, wait. One, two, three, nine, 12 attacks, roughly. Uh, they get
Maybe, maybe.
bonuses to hit. Oh, yeah,
Maybe
it's
they'll
gonna be rough.
miss. Maybe they'll hit. Hopefully they miss. Oh, not
Sting,
with
I
that
am
roll.
back in. I'm back on time. Oh,
bite, sting, bite. So the four who get single attacks, done. Uh, looks like one bite and one sting, so I will need a fort save. Don't roll low, otherwise
I
you'll
have
bleed.
good fortune. I have a good fortune
You
most of the
say that,
time.
but then you don't do like me. Have a good bonus. Roll low.
You're
That's
good.
actually decent.
So we just get to tag
Good
you
job.
for what happens in a minute. You gotta make another poison save.
how far away are we from that temple again?
2 days.
Oof.
Oh, he only has to make one other poison save, and it's only gonna deal dex damage, which he already has.
Oof.
Gives him 2 days to recover. And if he makes a save, which is really easy, then he's fine.
Yeah.
The fighter got stung, and these are CR1 monsters, and the save's like, well, it's literally a 13. So it's not difficult. He has a +8. So, yeah. 1 in 4 chance, almost, of failure.
Okay, so how much damage do I take, by the way? My
Okay, so for the second attack for the 22 to hit, you take bite. So that is a +3. So that's 5 damage from a bite. The sting is 1d3 plus 2. That's 5. Wow, so another 5 damage. 10 total so far. And then we jump over to the 3 that get full round actions on you that are flying above your head. And bite,
yes, that will
sting,
miss.
sting,
Oh
or claw, sorry. Uh,
no,
19 to confirm on the claw.
that will definitely confirm. I'm probably gonna be dropping dead soon, or dropping to dying soon.
Well, if so, then they'll be turning their attention instead on 7, which is the next marked individual.
All right. Claw is slashing.
Tis.
Wow, that sucks.
Well, that's
Missing
lovely to hear.
ear. Normal damage. 1 charisma drain. -4 penalty on perception checks until healed.
So that'll be my. So that will be spot and listen, wouldn't it?
Uh huh.
Well, shit. Well, at least it says normal damage, but how much charisma did I
I would
lose
I
again?
would honestly argue it's just listen because it didn't affect your eyes, which is spot.
I would agree.
-4 charisma.
So
Mhm.
listen is only affected and a -1 off your charisma till magically healed. And if
Okay.
the description's 100% accurate, you're missing most of an ear.
Thank God for magic healing, right?
Well, Magic healing closes wounds, it doesn't regrow body parts. So that's going to take some more serious magic. I mean, I had disguise to make it look like he still has most of his ear or all of
Oh
his ear,
god.
but yeah,
Wait,
he's
Is the rage thing allowing them to get these crits?
no.
no. I'm just rolling
No.
natural 20s as well as you guys are.
Hey, I
The
haven't rolled
rage,
nat
all
20.
rage gives them is a plus one
Okay.
to hit and a plus two to damage. So
Hmm.
instead of them being a 3 to hit and a 1d4 plus 1 or 1d3 damage, it's bumping them up to a plus 4 to hit instead of a 3 and giving them a 1d4 plus 3 and a 1d3 plus 2 damage.
Huh.
So their little rage doesn't do a whole hell of a lot, other than focus fire.
I'm back. I had to use the bathroom again.
No worries.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. So moving on to second one, full round attack after that monster.
Wait, I didn't think that I didn't receive any the damage though. So before
Right,
you,
because that is a bite and claw because of the high rolls.
yeah, so
Although,
you could calculate the damage, so we don't have to worry about them, right?
sure. Bite's going to be 7, and claw is going to be 5 because it's not double damage, is Adam?
Holy crap! No, it's not. But
I
god
Okay.
just
damn,
almost that.
Michael, you're
Holy,
rolling high on damage.
what the hell, Michael? What did you do with the dice tonight? What did you do this
I don't
kryptonite?
know. I mean, you guys are getting good dice rolls, so apparently it's also giving me good dice rolls.
I'm not getting the good dice rolls.
Okay.
Only you've been getting a good dice roll tonight, Mike.
Well, these CR1s are turning into a serious challenge.
These are
Quantity.
CR1s.
These are CR1s. They have 14 AC and like 14 life, which means you guys basically just one shot each and every. No, they got 13 life. So you basically one shot each and every one of them.
Not
But they
really
paint
one
the
shot.
target, they get the plus 1 to hit, plus 2 to damage, which makes them more lethal. And if they do survive and get the full round action, it's either a sting or 3 attacks, which can be nasty.
5 foot step over here. Uh,
What's bad about their full round attack is the only feat they have is guess what? Multi-fighting. So it's not a -5 on those claws, only a -2 off of it. And they get a +1 because of the rage. So yeah. Next one, going with the bite, 22 to hit. I'll go ahead and roll the bite damage. 7.
Michael, out
That
of like
puts
5d4s, you rolled 4 at least 3 times.
that literally puts Ash at 0.
Still standing, so I will the claw, miss, and claw, miss. Dead man on his feet, last one. Watch if I roll misses, then you survive the like basically 14 attacks on you. You got swarmed and lived. Here we go. First
That's a
one,
miss.
18.
Wait, 18 that will hit.
All right, roll in the bite. That's 4 damage.
And Ash just drops down.
Thud. And claw. It stopped moving. And they stop. That'll end their turn. As it will basically just come over and land on top of you.
They're like, I like the way this one smells.
Just
No,
like stay on top of you, getting ready, like seeing you. It's like, still moving? Is it dead? Is it dead? And Ash's turn, which couldn't be
Under
any worse. Roll to stabilize.
81, so
Bleeds out for 1 point.
wait, 81?
it has to be like in temp is a 10%. It has to be less than it has to be 10 or less to stabilize.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
You have a 10% chance to stop bleeding out on
Unless
your
one
own.
of you guys heals me and I auto stabilize.
Mhm.
Oh wait a minute! No wait, I made necklace. It automatically stabilizes me.
once per day.
Yep,
Immediate
it
action
activates.
activate.
Yep, it no, it activates immediately as soon as I drop to below 0, so
Mhm.
I'm stabilized.
You haven't used your immediate action, and if it takes immediate
It's not
action
an
to activate,
immediate, it's an auto.
Auto.
it's a free.
Yeah,
No, it's
it's free.
auto.
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 You
I have it like
automatically stabilize if you're reduced to below 0 but not -10.
so I don't need to make any rolls. I'm fine.
So you get back that 1 life you'd end up bleeding.
Correct, because
because
he's
you
just
are
stable.
okay.
He's down, but not out.
Down, but not dying.
Yeah, when your hit points are reduced to 1 or lower, you automatically become stable, assuming the damage was enough to kill you. Broach functions once a day. So, yep, you are 100% good. You, the party members just have to help you from, not getting attacked while you're down.
That's
But,
not gonna be that much of an issue. Um, I'm probably fixing to aggro everything on my turn.
well, next happy-go-lucky target is the dog, which is been sprayed. Which, speaking of which, uh, Nixia is up.
Um, um, is there any sneak attackable targets?
Uh,
Not yet.
the blue ones are actually up in the air above those.
Um,
So he's down, so no.
um,
Actually, you could run around to, well, oh, right there with Estella.
um, Sam's gonna say something real quick, and
Well, you actually wouldn't be flanking it because it's up in the air square, so you're not across from it.
correct.
No sneak attack.
Um, Sam will say, um, um, just whistle at the dog and point to the far side of the big thing. Let's see if Doggo gets hint. Because single move action, tumble.
That one's up in the air, correctly?
The blue is 5 foot up in there. The red is 10 foot up in there.
But big thing is not.
The 5 foot, you could hit that one since it's in the air just high enough, like you did before. Jump up and snatch it without having to make a jump check, obviously, because it's within reach.
Or you could delay till after Sam.
Or you could delay, or you could
I'm
attack
going
something.
to delay until after Sam.
Okie dokie.
Because Sam's gonna pull a trick and probably aggro everything.
And Danielle's turn. What do's? Death by many cuts. Nickel and dime. Lydia.
Yes,
What
It's your
do?
turn.
I think for now.
I think, therefore, I don't.
Uh, this one? Maybe. What am I thinking? Right there. Better than targeting Mama right now.
Just remember where you are. You currently have no weapon or psychic charge, and you're within melee with an enemy. Act
So,
accordingly.
so if I fire at a different thing, is it
If
gonna
an
attack?
enemy's within range to hit you, and you make a range attack, it's an attack of op.
Well then,
So you'd either need to back up or attack the one adjacent to you with melee.
that works. 5 foot step.
Okie dokie. What do you do next?
Psychic charge.
Okay. And what's next?
Yeet.
Manifest blade and chunk. Okay. Can you hit?
God, I hope so.
It's within 30 feet, so you get a +1 to hit. 14 will hit, 14 damage, plus the psychic. And if you haven't factored in the point blank, an additional +1 on top of that. So that is really dead as you skewer it with that longsword through the air. And it falls. And you're not close enough to be sprayed, so no worries. And next up is Sam.
5 foot step. And spell strike. Melf's acid arrow.
You're using a
Oh.
ranged attack in melee?
Nope. Spell strike.
Oh, through your
Oh.
weapon channeling.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
The ability is called spell strike.
Yeah.
And I'm
Took me
declaring this
one
as a full
click.
round action so I can do tower.
Most definitely.
So, doing
Can
this,
you do's it?
we shall see.
You want to piss off mommy? Congratulations.
Does a 16 hit?
No. Or I
Um,
should say you hit and your blade does not break its car pace.
Would a 17 have done it?
Do you have a 17?
No. If I hadn't done tower, I would have had the 17.
You don't know.
Well, I have to mark the spell as used.
Doggo's turn. Bodyguard down. Bodyguard down.
And move action and flanking.
Yeah, it's doing that.
Da, 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 da.
I've had really shit rolls lately.
Doggo. Flanking and taking point from tower. Yes, no, maybe so.
Taking point from tower, flanking.
+2 to hit. Putting point into tower. So taking a -1. So you get a +1 technically hit, although that's more than enough to hit probably. And 11 points of damage plus
Plus
16
teamwork.
What?
Teamwork amulet. Oh, wait, you're not wearing it at the moment.
Nope.
You switched. Never mind. Yeah, you were doing the showy stuff. Then you shifted.
27. That hurts it quite a bit, and it will attempt to spray you.
Oh, wait!
Oh, nope.
Hold up. You do have the teamwork amulet on, remember?
Oh, right.
yeah.
The shifting clasp was equipped to the choker, which always had the illusion on it. Because of Had Disguise. And when shifted to Doggo, Had Disguise went with, along with the jewelry and all that. So now Spike Collar is now visible.
Yep. So that would have been a +8, so 2 more damage on top of whatever it took.
27 turns to 29 damage. It's pissed, and you have its attention. Aside from already being sprayed and hurting Quingy, you are target number 2. So their turns. And Howler Queen turns around and yells, and all the little brood go for the marked target that hurt their mother.
If we kill the
So
mother, do they run away or try to kill us?
No, they go
probably
after
like
the
an
thing that
angry
hurt
swarm, they
Mommy.
just keep fighting to death.
Oh.
So these things really are like bees. On their own, they're easy to manage, but in a swarm,
Yeah.
Any of it heroic attacks about Michael?
That one blue one that I just placed on top of the queen will fly right over your head.
Kill.
11 damage?
Will hurt it, but not kills it.
when the whole party has a problem with a bunch of CR1.
It's a lot of CR1s.
Oh.
To be fair, we're all single target.
Except they just all grouped up for me.
Oh!
That they did.
Get that evasion skill ready, girl.
The one will still stand on top of Ash.
Claiming its kill.
Mine.
Basically, just sort of like standing and dancing on top of him, and will basically just be like sort of grabbing
killed it.
at him and sort of just like picking him up a little bit, putting him back down, picking him up a little bit, just like shaking him almost. Did I kill it? Do I bring it back home to eat? What's going on?
What am I supposed
Mom,
to do
what
with
do I
it?
do it? Mom,
I've never
what do I
killed
do?
one before. What am I supposed to do with it?
Mom, I don't know. Mom. I'm kind of busy, honey.
So let's see. Within range, that's 3 that'll get a full attack on you. All the other ones are single attacks. So we'll go through
Good
1,
thing you get the
2,
bonus from
3,
Tower.
4, 5,
Yeah.
6. single attack. So we'll see what that does. And since you are sprayed, that does give him a bonus to fight you also.
which is counteracted by tower anyway.
One, two,
Ooh,
ooh,
that is a
fail.
confirmed fail.
Three, four, five, six. So failure on number two.
Number 2, broken tooth. -2 to all attack rolls for the next 1d6 minutes.
Ooh. Wait, somebody had a critical fail?
Yeah.
One of the
Heh.
baddies.
So only 2 attacks hit.
Two attacks out of that batch.
Yeah, 2 out
So
of
single
6.
attacks. So every alternate one's going to be a sting as I did before with bite, sting, bite, sting, bite, sting. So here we go. And bite, 7 damage. Let's see, it should be right if I recall. One, two, three. So bite for the 22. And then 7 is sting. So that last one's going to be a bite also. And another 7.
Fuck.
What was it with those
D4s are
fours?
rolling great tonight, guys. If you have magic missile, please use it.
No, you better not start rolling magic missile for us. On us, Michael. Those are horrible numbers for us.
Well, thankfully you're not finding any wizards, and you don't have to worry about those Bane undead. But this is basically the same difference almost. So yeah, that's 14 damage right there. So now for the 3 that get full round action. So going with claw, critical fail. With
Confirmed.
confirmed.
Let's see what that is.
Bite is a miss. Never chip tooth.
No, off balance. You can only take a move action next round.
Ooh. Oh, so that's gonna short him a turn.
Pretty much.
Give him a little snail. And going with the 2 claw attacks from him.
Uh-oh.
Oh!
But doesn't confirm. So just a claw. 5 damage.
Stop rolling so high.
So that's 1 down, 2 to go. Fail on the bite. Claw and claw.
No, on.
Mm-mm. And third
I
one.
have to go back and look what do I have in
The benefit is how these guys are staggered in the air and down below. The ones that botch versus the ones that are trying to get this, none of them pretty much have flanking on you, period.
Hey Michael, I can't remember what I had set for the daily, if it was a cure or restore.
You've been doing restore lately a lot,
Yeah, when we were on
I
the
recalled,
when we were
so
on
I
with
would
the
assume you probably
undead.
did that again. Unless you changed it over the trip, but you didn't specify, so I
Yeah,
would say
stick with
probably that.
default. I'll change it later.
Which will be good for if 7 gets poisoned or with Ash being poisoned slash disability dex wise. Not a bad thing to have.
Yeah.
Last one, we're going with bite and then claw, claw.
No, no, no.
So all the peons are done. Now it's time for Mama to get in on it. And Mama is pissed, so not going to go with the sting, going to go with full round action against you. Hates your guts.
Welcome to my world. You get used to it.
And she's large size, so she does get flanking with the one across from you. And also, you are dosed, so she also gets the effects of the pheromone too. So her +9 turns to a +12 to hit.
Mm. Nope.
Ouch.
And I roll a 4, so there goes her big bite. Lucky, lucky. And 2 claw at a 10. Critical fail on the 1, but doesn't critically fail for 25. So 1 claw attack against you from Big Mama. And that's a d6 plus 4. So, damn. 6 damage.
I tell
Super
Doggo.
lucky.
I look at Doggo and I go eject, eject, eject.
super lucky if one of those had actually another one had hit. Bite is a D8 plus 6 at this point, and the other claw would have been a D6 plus 4. And they are finally done as that's the third person that's been swarmed. Ash's turn, stable, unconscious, has a friend on his back. Danielle's turn. You're gonna deal with that before it decides to either like eat him or something.
Uh, yeah. What on earth happened?
It probably likes my. It probably likes me because I smell like something like
Well, the smell is a pheromone which enrages them and warns them of danger. So it's not sure if you're dead or not. So is it food or is it still a threat? So at some point, it's either going to ignore you and go to join the fight to kill the doggo, or it's going to coup de grace you to make sure you are dead.
Is it dead?
14 will hit,
5 damage.
5 damage. It will not kill
Ah,
since you didn't
psychic
psychic
strike.
strike or nothing. So it gets hit. It's angry at you and roll an intelligence check. Failed. More consumed by the rage of the pheromones, although it has taken its attention off of Ash, so rolling secondary intelligence check. Oh, this one's not moving. Mom's in danger. Oh, smell a pheromone over there. Attack the moving animal that swarmed. Congratulations, you got to leave Ash alone and not swarm you. It's gonna go attack Doggo.
Mama
Sam's turn.
Stella, help me! I'm scared.
I will delay till after the dog.
And speaking of which,
Right?
dog's
Total
turn.
withdrawing. Complete withdrawal, whatever the fuck it's called.
And
Can
at
you
your
do it
speed
with
is going to be enough to
Scrabble?
get the hell out.
You can't move through enemy square unless you tumble with a total withdrawal, but
Uh,
you can
Blue
do
is
that,
flying.
so yeah.
I thought they're
Oh
flying
wait, that
though.
one there is flying, so yeah, you go out that way. Fair enough.
I'm going
Where
out
you
that
going?
way. How much do I move?
You can double move. Total withdrawal will protect you from the first square you are leaving. So you'll be protected from Mama and all on your left side and down, but the three in back there, when you get to that square,
Mm-hmm.
those three of that corner right there will get an attack of op against you. So 3 versus a dozen.
Yeah, I'm going.
Do you have
Um,
mobility?
yes, that's the reason why I'm going.
Yeah.
Well, don't go too
So
far because I'm fixed to piss off the whole crowd again.
You can do that.
Yes, I can. I can't do it
don't
with you
care.
standing there, though.
Out of here. So running, they have a +4 to hit you. So rolling the 3 attacks. One, two, three. Nope.
No.
Miss, miss, miss. Way too dodgy. Way the two. Get the hell out.
Doggo ninja'd out.
Skadoosh.
Scooby mode activate.
And Sam.
Casting defensively. Yes.
Don't
Failed.
roll
Only
low.
Mama would have gotten to attack you.
You better not roll low. This
I
on the
need
nose
everyone
note.
in this area to make me reflex saves.
Oh, is it that one?
Burning hands.
Uh huh. All of them.
Get
Reflex saves. Right now.
me.
The little ones have a reflex with a +1 bonus. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those little buggers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Ooh. Phew.
2 of them's probably kindling. And then there's Big Mama, which has a +2 bonus.
Fails. So
So I think 2 maybe made it.
2 of them made it. Everything else failed.
Number 1. And going clockwise up. Failed. And then over to corner. So basically, top one and bottom one there. Made.
15 fire damage.
15. So that's 7 on them. That one already took 12 points of damage. So dead. So save for half doesn't help. 15 kills the second one.
I think they only had 15 life anyway.
Yeah.
13. But the ones that made the save, that one took already had 12 points of damage on it. Saved for half, so 7. It would have lived.
So that guy is the only one of the
lives
little ones that
with
lives.
7. Yeah. The other ones.
And Big Mama.
She's not going down that easy. She
How does
has
Mama
life.
look?
Pissed.
Yeah.
Lots and lots of pissed.
How does Mama look? Mad.
Mad.
She's missing about 2/3 of her life now. Well, no, she's about a half life. Sorry, my apologies.
It's like, and
Let's
then,
see.
but wait, I'll do that again next round.
But wait, there's
There's
more.
more.
There
Come
will be.
closer,
If I'd done that, if
children.
that Raven Fieldman had worked, she'd have been had her strength nerfed too.
Come closer, my children. Meet flames.
And
5 foot step.
attempt to spray you with a touch attack of 17.
Um, Wait, what does?
Mama, you hit her in melee.
No, I
So,
didn't.
well, melee.
I did not hit her with
Uh,
a melee attack.
nope, doesn't trigger. Because it's only when they pretty much die or suffer a crit, not whenever they're just hit and targets within range. So it is if you basically kill her or basically crit them,
Yep.
which is pretty much going to kill them anyway. And their turn. Mama takes a 5-foot crawl towards you, and babies will swarm the living crap out of you.
Yes, yes, come closer. Let me burning
That's
hands you
just,
again.
The
just
target that basically has the pheromone is too far away, and Mama's hurt really bad, so gonna eat you.
Don't
Gonna
forget,
eat you good.
this one can only do a move.
Which is why he's just gonna move and lose a little thing. Their one has a -2 to hit, which will basically move up above him and will attempt to hit, but has the -2 to hit, unfortunately, for a very long time. So all those will just get a single attack. So that's 4, not counting the fifth one. And you are not sprayed, so they don't get their bonuses in damage and hit.
Good news, good
So
news, and good news.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
So the 22 and the 20 hit.
So 2 bites, or alternating
One
the
of each.
yeah 3. So that's 4 damage from a bite, and then a sting
I'm going to reduce
is 1 point.
the sting to 0 damage. Therefore,
It
since it
doesn't
did no
damage you,
damage,
thus no poison.
exactly. I'll take the 4 in exchange for not having to deal with poison.
And then Mama, and going for a bite,
Nope.
going for a claw, and
No,
a claw.
the last claw hits.
She seems to do that a lot. That's her strong arm.
that's her strong hand.
And that's
That's her,
4 damage as
yeah,
she
it's a good.
slashes.
It's a good thing you're not sprayed, otherwise you would have been screwed.
Exactly. Why do you think I did the burning hands?
Oh, I did forget one guy, the one who was on Ash. So it will take a 5-foot step over since the dog's away, but Mom's hurt. It'll come to the call and 5-foot step over towards you to attack you from behind. So not excluding an enemy. Attack, critical miss on the bite.
That's a confirmed fail.
We'll see if we get those claw attacks.
Well, I still take the normal damage, but he takes double.
Ooh, so he gets to deal that damage on you, but he also takes it.
He takes double.
Oof. So bite will happen. Going with claw and claw.
Nope, nope.
So it's only the bite. So D4 plus 1, and for him, 2D4s. So there's yours for 5 points. And his is 9. That puts him at 14. He kills himself in biting you. kind of like a bee.
He bit himself so hard his teeth just penetrated his own head and he died.
He gets one final. That critical fail allows him to die fighting. He was the
Mm,
India of the bunch.
I don't think that's how that's supposed to work, but whatever.
5 damage and one less enemy. Take it.
Yeah.
Ash's turn, still unconscious. Danielle's turn. Gonna do anything with Sleepy Boy?
You have your healing belt.
I know.
Kill this one. Please.
I'll take care of you later.
Fair enough.
Because if you kill that, I can burning hands the rest.
Alright, yeah, sure. Psychic Strike. And another yeet.
Manifest Blade and Chunk. And Mama Ever. I think that's just a miss and not
That
a
is
fumble.
just a miss. Because that would be a 21 to confirm.
Yeah, it's like, bless you.
You had one job. One job.
I tried.
Bless you. So yeah, considering you're to BAB 4 and +4 makes 8, yeah, way over. So swing and a miss. Off goes Blade. But still sonically striked at least. Doggo's turn.
Doggo is going to go.
What a beautiful stream.
It's gonna go. She's going to go right there.
If you go in, if you go into the water, would the pheromones just wash away?
It takes more than that to wash it off.
Oh.
Pheromones last for 10 minutes, although a creature can wash it off by submerging in water. So if Doggo wanted to go take a quick bath and swim around the water for a round, yes.
Fuck that shit.
Right back into the fight.
Whee! Splash.
Oh, never mind going for a swim.
And wash that off. Doop, 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 doop. Only gotta worry about the poison like 5 rounds. And next round, Doggo will then come out soaking wet and to help. Sam, your turn.
Yes.
5
Unfortunately,
foot
I
step.
couldn't get to that.
And we're going to do it again.
5-foot step and coup de grace. What the fuck?
Oh, that's plan B. Alright, reflex saves from everybody except the one next to Sam.
Okie dokie. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And D20, 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 and Mama.
So that 19 is the only one that succeeded.
Which is the last one, which is top corner there. And damage says all ones.
15.
15 again?
Look at them fours.
It helps.
Everything. It will
And of
work
course,
out.
the one that makes the save yet again is the one who's already taken 7 points of damage.
Yes!
So, drop.
Burn, baby,
I
burn,
made
burn,
it.
baby,
Not
burn.
good enough.
And Mama.
Mama's even more pissed at me now.
Mama ain't dead yet.
Wait, that kicker's still kicking.
15 will mean that it's taken 59 damage. It's still standing.
And very unhappy with me.
As it screams through that, and a bunch of them fall to the ground, burning more. And
Actually-
it's
Yeah, let me say dead, because if they like stand up and it smell like, oh, he's alive, get him.
coming after you. Just focused. And little baby getting full round action. 12, no. Claw, claw.
Yes, on both claws.
I did good, Mama.
Now move, get out the way. Smack!
5 damage total.
See, these would be pretty cool familiars. If they weren't fucking terrifying.
And Mama.
Nope.
Oh,
Oh,
Does not confirm.
luckily.
close though.
No. I have a 19 AC right now.
3 points is pretty close.
Yeah, but no cigar.
It's like if it's flanking, it'd be 1 point away. That would be skin of teeth.
No.
So
If I was marked.
Would have been a +1, then that'd be dead on and flanked. But
Yeah.
otherwise, 17 instead. Yeah,
So
So
just
thank
a
you.
hit.
a hit, which for the usual D6 +2, 7 damage.
Lots of sevens for damage tonight.
Ash's turn. Sleeping it
Unconscious.
off. And Danielle. Psychically striked already. Just gotta manifest a new blade.
All
Free
right.
action. You got your move. You got your attack. Yes, you can attack and then cyclically focus the strike again for next time.
Does 13
So
hit?
close.
Wait,
Well, actually, +1 from weapon focus.
Mhm.
Or not weapon focus, point blank. So that's a
Yes.
hit. 10 damage. It is still flying.
Psychic Strike was
Standing.
already charged.
Right.
hmm So if you're going to roll it,
Yes.
That will kill him.
Oh, yeah, he done. And then just move action to charge up.
charge again, probably.
Mhm. Charge up again.
Oh no, someone removed my thingy. Fuck!
Your thingy.
What, right there?
Was it right there?
It'll be 5 foot
Because
extra to get out of the difficult terrain of being submerged in water. So if your movement speed's 50, you'd be moving 45. So that'd be like there
45
then.
gets to there.
Okay, thank you.
Actually,
My move. Um,
oh,
hold
and
on.
don't move into flanking. That way I can hit it
Actually,
hard.
no. Here's what Inxyra is going to do. She's going to swift action as soon as she moves to there. As soon as it's done with Danielle's turn.
Daniel's turn is done.
Okay. The turn order wasn't moved, so I didn't know. Swift action. Go back into Inxyra form. Hold on. Shit.
Range attack with
My gloves of lightning.
ah
That's a ranged touch, so
12 versus its. I would have to check its touch AC. It being large size probably screws, it, especially since it's just natural. Its touch is a 9. It's a
that's a
Oh.
hit.
hit.
It's getting electrified because it's an insect. It has a hard body, so natural AC. Natural doesn't apply, and it's large size, so negatives. Boom.
7 points
In the
of
back.
get shocked.
66. Still standing.
Aren't you glad Sam lent you those?
Yes!
Because in your natural form, all your equipment that you have on comes into bear.
And now the collar is back to gone because the head disguise is back on.
And done. And Sam's turn.
Alrighty. Going to
You guys
do.
have really taken a beating from that.
I'm going to.
It's like with bees in real life. They're fucking assholes.
Well, you guys have killed 17 of those little CR1s, and you're taking on Mommy, which is a CR5. An
Spell
appropriate
strike.
challenge.
Shock and
Fucking
grasp.
assholes.
Ooh.
Did did you miss on that?
Mmm.
20
32
hits,
damage
Oh.
with a 20 to hit.
66 out of the 71 life left, so drops. But because, bugs, touch attack 17 on you sprays you.
Actually, yeah, that will hit because I have a 15 touch.
And you get gooked, so pheromones. Enjoy.
She just looks down like, ick.
There's a stream up ahead if you need to use it.
So you
Yes.
slash Mommy open, she screams, and Icar goes flying out, and you get splashed into the smelly.
And hey, Ash, guess what?
Michael, as a fit of tantrum in the quote unquote human form, she would take a dagger out from between her breasts and fucking fillet this mother mummy.
Mother mommy.
Considering what your better half or other half did to it, you probably just go for the already open wound and try to do your best to continue the opening. It's going to be hard with that thick car pace, but you're
She
going
has
at
a
it.
+1 dagger.
Yeah, and it has a 9 natural
Oh
AC.
shit!
So that's some thick hide.
I'm still doing it.
I know. It's just like it's like, gee, you're just forcing that through there.
Ash stands himself, wakes up, groans, and still smells like clothes. Oh, right. Ugh.
Move over to here.
And I'll need 2 fort saves, one from Doggo and one from unconscious bodyguard who's now awake and still smelly. Really, really smelly.
Oh my god.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Star.
I think I made it.
10 points of healing to 7, or Inxyra.
We'll take 1 point of dex damage, so it'll recover next day.
So am I fine, Michael?
You're fine. It's a 13.
Okay, cool.
So your 1 point dex will recover next day, as
Three,
will hers.
three
To
to
Ash.
7.
Oh,
Oh.
you're healing the dog, of course.
There's a reason.
Oh, right.
We have a charade.
Technically, the charades ended, but
The
still.
charade is that Sam's the boss, remember?
To be fair, I'm pretty sure that he's going to kill us if his dearest was injured.
7
Well,
points
she's
to
all
Sam.
wet. Now she has dry clothes on, starting to stick to her.
12 to Sam, so that's 19 to Sam.
Maybe I should just. Oh, that was to you. Alright, last one is going to you, Ash.
And then Michael, taking a ring off, putting a ring on. And then we're going to cast a spell.
And I hand him a potion.
And I'm going to
Thanks.
boost it.
Don't we have a
Drink.
bunch.
I think we already used most of the but
Why are you using a potion?
Health potion, because we have government heals.
and I think we used up all our charges for today.
Yeah.
Sam still got actual casting up here.
I still have shit I could do.
Oh, by all
could-
means then.
yeah,
Do
you
your
heal-
shit.
The thing
if
is
you
you didn't say so, Adam, so they don't
Yeah.
know.
And it's like I'm already in the middle of casting while they're doing that.
Well, you're pulling out ring swapping as Danielle's handing
Ash, a
the
potion.
Yeah,
potion.
You could interrupt us saying, "Wait, don't do that," or something.
Well, I
In
will
middle of
roll a
casting.
spot check and see if Sam notices. Odds are low. Sam actually does notice.
Putting ring on. Whoa, 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 whoa! What are you guys doing? Stop!
Don't waste that.
But I'm
Sit back in the bag.
Finishes
it out,
putting
Ashley,
ring
man. What's that?
on, and I will cast the following and swift action activate the ring for 1 charge. Doing this on Inxyra,
Low
24
level
points of
heal with
healing to her.
bonuses.
Oh hell yes.
And then next round, casting swift action, 2 charges, 18 points to Jonathan.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Danielle goes over and
It's one
pets
of
the
those, it's like,
horses.
Sam
They're
has
quite a bit startled, but the halflings managed to keep them mostly under control
and then
since the bugs didn't come any closer. Otherwise, you'd either get left behind or dragged along with them.
switching rings back.
Oh, I forgot I had a weird rank in there. Huh.
And then going and cleaning off.
same.
Because this shit is nasty. Goopy.
Pete will
Inxyra's
just-
just going to go back to the carriage. and get
A
in.
little wet with clothes sticking, but all the better.
Danielle is helping out with the horses.
I was going to say, Lawrence is not going to complain.
Considering what little she wears and how revealing sticking to her.
Well,
Probably not too
remember,
much going on.
illusion magic.
So she looks fine, but she's soaking wet, actually. Oh, darn.
Yeah. Versus Sam cleans up, cleans off, comes back, cleans up the sword, and then we'll get back into wagon.
were those things? He asked Sam.
I don't know.
They're shits.
But
He was
they're some
asking them.
type of aberration. They're not natural, not native, just nasty.
Pete just responds, they're howler wasp.
Wait,
They're all
what
over the southern continent.
the fuck is that?
Them.
They howl and they're wasps, like really large bugs that scream. They're quite common along the coastline in this area, although you usually don't see them in such large numbers. Maybe one or two. You kill it, you move on before others come. Apparently, our driver had been nice enough to piss off a whole hive.
Yep,
Hmm.
he
Well
pissed
then,
off the
let's
entire
hope there's
ride.
not more. Because if there is, we don't want to be nearby. So, Pete, I hope you can drive a wagon.
Poorly, but yes.
Would you
I
like
could,
somebody who
I
can?
could, I could drive the wagon. Actually, I think I have out of character. I think I have points in handle animal or
I have a
ride.
single point in there. I don't know why, but it's there.
I have
Probably for your pet falcon and stuff.
That's why.
what the hell? I have 5 ranks in the handle animal, so I think I'm better at it.
Then
All
we
right.
will let Jonathan drive the wagon.
Jonathan does have a purpose.
Drive the
I'm
wagon.
also a druid.
But you
Yeah.
want to handle the animal.
No.
All
There
right
you
then.
go.
She wants to eat the animal.
Exactly. You have
Then
to calm
shut-
them down so they don't realize you're going in for the bite.
So shut up. I got this.
Using handle animal for bluff or feint purposes? Makes sense.
Walk up. It's okay. I'm not going to hurt you all. There you go. Little food, petting you on the head. And next thing, wrap arms around, turn into large dog and chomp and drag to the ground.
It's like, oh, that's nice, pet, pet. Don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt you, coup de grace. I'm just gonna eat you.
Then you're like, but you killed the animal. Yeah, I killed it the most painless way possible. It died without feeling a
Ripped out their
thing.
jugular.
E- You're an equal opportunity Black Widow.
I told
And
I
yet-
didn't say. I didn't say a lie.
No,
I
she's
said
equal opportunity glutton. Let's be
Glutton.
honest.
And I also have. I think I have right too. So.
You know, I just realized it's rather appropriate. Sam used the first heal on 7, and it was the most potent of the 2 heals she cast.
Yeah, that makes.
Yeah.
Let's see. I don't have any race and ride, but it works. But I do have it as a skill, so let's see if I can pull it off. Oh, what do you know? 1919. I calm the horses down and I pull on the reins and yeah.
Well, 2 up front, 4 in the back, so a little bit more elbow room.
Yeah, Jonathan just sits down, pulls on the reins, and
Like
goes, "Get on,
Lawrence and her are across
get on,
from each
little,
other.
get along, little doggy."
Danielle sits there, kind of relaxing a bit. Apologies, by the way.
Inxyra's just going to give a blank stare as she swears she heard some idiot call the horses dogs.
And she
Yeah,
just turn and staring at the wall behind you.
It's one
Back
of
of the
those, did
carriage,
I
like,
just
what
hear?
the
No, I couldn't have. I couldn't have.
caught with a Ash wrong time. Remember?
No, I'm pretty sure he did, Sam.
I guess yeah. In Ash's timelines, they have cowboys, so they do say that line.
You
That's
guys
just
will
what Sam does in response to that.
You guys will continue to ride on. As you do, Lawrence pretty much has remained silent, and he's just basically sort of crouched over and holding himself as he's smiling real big, kind of like the creepy anime post where you usually see the girl in the corner just super happy, almost like murder spree kind of thing, holding himself.
Danielle
God,
is,
I'm nicknaming this dude Xenos.
Danielle is just kind of raising an eyebrow and just shrugging it off.
After
Still,
about 10 minutes riding, he will set back up and compose himself.
Just cleaning and sharpening the blade. Because that natural armor of 9. Not necessarily best for the blade. And resume studying and examining it so she can replicate it later.
By the way, Michael, would my hand also be healed after that heal check? I mean, after that healing, or
Yes, because you gained
okay,
magical healing, so
okay, that works.
because the effect is until healed.
Okay, good.
Michael, have you found a picture for Lawrence yet?
Not yet. No.
Okay.
I'm
He
not
wants to
sure if
make
he's
sure
going to
he
be as
lasts more than a few
stable
sessions.
or if you guys are going to kill him or leave him or both.
No, 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 no.
Seven wants to drag this motherfucker along as fast and as long as he possibly can.
See, like,
And Sam
if
wants
you
to
get,
put his connections to work and use him.
if you want to get in contact with, like, Danielle will gladly wind up replacing you at some point. On all honest, apparently the Amazon
Fair enough.
has one. If I get the halfling, then that's just like seconds, and I'm just.
What? Oh. Anyway, you guys continue riding for the rest of the day and then break camp and rest.
Amazon beauty, tall, pale, and all that stuff. And then you have exotic beauty and Danielle. So it's like
The problem is Danielle's not exactly sexualized.
she could fucking try.
And then you've got poor Sam, who's just plain.
Like
There are plenty of slave traders and other nobles and questionable sorts which would love to have Danielle. Just not the way she would want, probably.
Accurate.
Concubine, slave, prostitute, torture subject. You know, all the good stuff in this corrupt kingdom.
Yeah.
Like you said, exotic beauty.
Versus Sam, who only has a charisma of 12, so she's a little prettier than your average woman, but not much.
see, Danielle has a charisma of 14. So like
Yeah,
she
so they'll go
usually
after you before me.
Yeah, no.
I cheat because I'm a changeling. Otherwise, I'd be uglier than sin.
Yeah, because you've got like an
Like,
8, I think.
Well,
Danielle is
charisma also represents personality, and Seven's personality is shut up and give me food or get out of my way and I'll eat your throat. So
see
Or,
you can fake the beauty. It's the personality that people may find difficult.
yes. Exterior is really good. Interior, ugh.
Danielle is thanks to the actual like headband, or was it a circlet? I can't remember what we got. No, hat.
There's
The hat
two
that we got.
hats, there was a circlet, and then there was a headband. The dog got the headband, I know. I want to say someone else got the circlet.
I got the circlet.
You
I
got the
wanted
circlet,
shiny.
they had the two hats.
Yeah,
Sam
Sam got a
and
hat.
Ash did. Which it basically illusions itself to be look like whatever you want, whether you want to keep it looking like some kind of circlet or if you want it to look like something else.
Yeah. Eventually, she's probably going to wind up on her watch, relaxing, and I
Okay.
don't know, maybe trying something like dancing or some bullshit. Hey, gotta get into character.
Not a problem. I think Sam's the only one who's really, aside from just female traveling clothes for a merchant, is probably the one not really disguising her appearance all that much compared to everybody else. But
Correct.
then again, two changelings. Or name for that much either.
Well, Sam is a very simple name that fits most everywhere.
So you guys will be able to rest for the night, recover your level in hit dice, and also recover 1 point of that ability damage for Ash and 7 for Dex. Charisma won't come back so easily.
Yep. I get my level in HP back, which puts me to full life. Who is still short on life?
I'm okay. I'm fine.
I
Yeah.
know.
Ash
I'm
would
missing
need,
1 point. Oh, wait a minute. I
Ash,
rested.
Ash will need some health.
After you add your hit dice back?
I Yeah, even after I got healed, that's
He
my
took a
health.
whooping.
Oh right, we went camping, right?
He,
Yeah, I took an
Oh.
ass kick.
If that's the case, I'm gonna roll some dance numbers just because of in character and shit.
Yeah. And Michael, this time I will declare I am swapping Lesser Restoration for Cure in the spirit thing.
So you'll burn a spell, so you'll be one spell short in the morning, but it'll be in there for the both of you.
Hey, not
Yep.
bad.
Well, I always have it marked as one short.
Also, I'm like listening to a battle
14
music, and
to Jonathan.
I just imagine epic scenery while she's just going.
Lawrence will see it and thought process. Huh. Okay, that's going to require a percentile roll.
Uh-oh.
Yep, you put me back to nearly max health. Thanks.
Wait, he saw the dance?
Yep.
Oh,
Oh
Yep.
god.
You
Got a
never said
campfire
you
and
did
resting
away
right
from where
now,
people couldn't
so-
see it.
true. I did not say that.
So he sees you. Something kicks in his head, and yeah, he just basically will. After you get done, he'll watch you for a little while, and then he'll scoot over to Nixie and go, "Sweetie, I do apologize that I've been ignoring you. Um, a thought occurred to me. This Danielle Scoutish servant of Sam. How well do you know her, and how important is she in matters? Would you want to take her with you, with us?
No,
No?
no.
I see. So she's more tied to Sam then than to you. Understandable. Obligations and all.
I'm tied to no one.
I
I'm
heard
a
that
free woman.
Pete said that she was formerly a slave, so she probably owes Sam either funds to pay off that slavery that she got bought freedom, or maybe even saved her. I can get that.
I'm rolling
I,
listen.
I just wondered if we could maybe use her at the temple.
Damn it.
Oh, use her as the temple.
Part of the entertainment.
Do you think we might be able to make money off of her?
Well, if we go with the second option, they do pay a pretty penny for a pretty face.
Then perhaps we might.
Oh dear God, Nix.
Oh
You're
boy.
gonna drag us down to your own hell. You're gonna drag us down to hell, aren't you?
No more of someone's gonna get volunteered for some stuff.
Okay.
Alright, how much are they charging, and can I get half?
You're not gonna get anything.
He's like, oh really? Do I need to talk to as emotions to Sam about this to approve it? I'd hate to upset her since she's already had conversations with me about you having a relationship and how I should be proper towards you and that I shouldn't just be using you for my own selfish desires, which my intentions are pure. I love you wholeheartedly. Whatever you choose to do with me, you can.
Which Seven might wonder just what the hell
Why
did
do
Sam
I
say
have
to
to
him?
roll to hold himself back?
Uh, will save?
Oh no! And at that point,
You can't restrain yourself. Whatever it is, it slips out. A smirk here, a gleam in your eyes, an action.
hold
You
on. Let
you
me see if
basically
I can
him
find this
willing.
meme.
So the whole thing about Danielle and then what Sam and now Lawrence, I guess, just caused a snap in your little dog brain.
Snap in the little dog brain. This is exactly how Inxyra smiles.
Oh no.
Hmm? I gotta go find it.
God damn it, Nick. Scratch your head.
Oh,
Just
I've got
why?
here. This I think is appropriate as well.
Yes, yes it is.
You
Holy
are not
shit.
selling me.
Nah.
No, we're
Renting.
renting you out. And if it has anything to do with what the options that Inxyra has in her mind, you're gonna get fucked. And not in the sexual way.
Pit fight, anyone?
No.
Not that kind of girl.
I'm fine with fighting for my life, but I am not fighting for show.
Well, Sam would agree with you. They may not tell Sam though.
Well,
Seven's not going to tell Sam.
he didn't. Nixia didn't tell Lawrence to go talk to Sam, so it's just kind of an under the table deal. We're both gonna have fun at the temple. We'll just have to take her aside and have her join us in our
This is
delights.
payback for loose lips.
Uh-oh.
Dog holds has an elephant's memory and the grudge of but has one hell of a grudge.
The grudge of the grudge of a chihuahua.
Uh-huh.
Because those things are pissed at everything.
Everything.
I've only met one chihuahua that wasn't an angry little shit. And he was a sleepy, lazy little shit. Or,
The worst part
excuse me,
about it is
sleepy, lazy, and fat.
the worst part about it is the fact that if somebody manages to make her unconscious and her true form gets revealed.
Yeah, that will end. Oh, no! It won't matter. Have
Have
disguise.
disguise!
You're covered, girl.
Gonna have to get you one of those or keep this somehow.
Keep it.
This is mine. I'm not giving it back. No, you cannot take it.
You'd have to check the paperwork. I don't think there says anything about we have to return it.
Exactly. This is mine now.
You guys will continue for the second day at a moderate pace, thanks to Ash and Pete basically talking up front and guiding the horses.
And
Pete will just kind of be patting Ash on like the leg or lower back and
more
talk to him
practice.
mostly about, it's tough. Fighting is difficult, especially when you're distracted after losing someone important to you. But you did well, kid. I mean, you survived. You were swarmed by a whole host of them. You did better than the driver. He didn't get up.
Pete's consoling him because of his poor performance.
Ash just says, I don't know what. I don't know if there's. I don't know if it's just dumb luck or some greater divine power is protecting me, but you get used to it.
Pete will just look at you and go, well, have you made any donations to the gods lately?
Actually, it's more. Not lately. No, I'm more of a follower of the Six from Shadow.
Oh no.
The what of what?
Uh,
Oh no, he's gonna
Oh,
get
no.
executed for heresy.
Maybe you should make a donation when you get there. I think they have a small shrine
Oh,
out in
you-
the cemetery. A donation would probably go well if a god is watching out for you. They'll probably appreciate it. Not to mention the
I mean-
church totally eats that up.
Thanks for your concern, then.
Problem.
Right,
I'd
but
hate
you never
for
heard
you
of
to
the
get
6
smited
heroes?
if some god saved you.
But you never heard of. But you never heard
Oh
of the
my
6 heroes?
You're gonna get
Like
burned.
the heroes throughout the Legend of Vale and such. I mean,
Oh.
that kind of thing and such. I mean,
Maybe.
they live during different time frames, but they've had a number of heroes. I think more than 6.
Thank God. Oh, thank God, not a convert.
I mean, what are you talking about? Like the 6 most recent ones the kingdoms had?
Wait, 6 most recent ones?
Yeah, I mean, there's a nominated champion or thus hero of the kingdom each generation. Basically, the most distinguished and greatest hero,
Damn it.
capable
He is a
individual.
convert.
No, that wouldn't count. That's not what Ash was looking for.
So, what are you talking like the 6th one? Sorry, I don't know my history too well. I think he was like some kind of axe wielding psychopath that killed like a whole army by himself. He'd be like a gladiator or something.
Ash was like thinking about it, like, don't worry about it.
This
Okay,
is
whatever.
It's like,
I'm sure Danielle would love to hear about it, considering he used to be a slave like her.
Wait, who was it? Who used to get slave?
The like hero 5th or 6th one back was a gladiator. Fought his way up the chain, became champion, won his freedom, joined the army, distinguished himself, led a troop, and then ended up winning a battle, became a champion, and became a hero.
I'm
What was
not
his name? What's his name, by the way?
I don't know. It's like Harry or something.
The bullshit, Harry.
And he liked
John.
potted plants.
I'm pretty sure he's still walking around too. Been like 300 years.
Is he not a human then?
Not anymore. I mean, what do you think? Heroes are great warriors. They usually animate them after they die.
Oh no. I want my. I think I know what happened now.
Well,
You asked the question, you got the
get the
answers.
answers.
They usually keep them at the castles afterwards, almost as like unliving statues. And
I
should the castle
hated
get
you.
attacked, they maintain their intelligence and somewhat of their skills, and they are loyal to the king and only the king.
I
Uh,
hated you both.
who is the? I see. Well, since we're still kind of new, I think I should ask, like, who is the king around these parts? If, just for
That
He
would be
did.
the king of Vale, the kingdom, and all the land to the east. You know, on this continent, anything that doesn't belong to the filthy elves and their
I got it.
wicked magic.
He clears his throat, but we have an elf with us, right? He says, whispering to him.
You dumbass!
Oh, what? No, you've got a slave girl that has her freedom. You've got your boss, which is a little loopy, and then you have the tall vixen, and then there's you. Unless you're an elf, I don't know what you're talking about. Did I insult you? Are you one of those half breeds they talk about?
And and then Hamu decides to take over Ash for a moment.
Good, good.
I'm so glad I didn't roll a rhythm check.
Punch through wall, grab his throat.
Oh no, this is a wait until night.
Cause someone gonna die and they sleep again.
He just Hamu just basically looks at him and just says something like that. I apologize. I apologize for the confusion.
Doesn't matter. The boss doesn't care about elves all that much. Has to do trade with them on the center continent, so one of the few people that actually, tolerates them.
I see. At this point, every time he just talks, every time he says something to him, Kawi just responds to, I see. Is that so? I see.
I seem to be
Indeed.
bothering you. Well, how about we just focus on the road and, I go back to ignoring you.
Don't worry, I'm just tending to the. Don't worry, I'm just tending to the horses for now.
Okay, then.
What? He just looks up at the sky. So how about that weather?
How about
People
the-
just like stare at you for like a full minute, like, what the hell? And then he'll just look up and look back at you and be like, yeah, it's nice. Yeah.
Kawi just looks at him. So any sports around here?
I
Small talk,
like
engage!
I like the gladiatorial combat of the Lord's kingdom to the east. He raises a mean gladiator? Are we really discussing this?
So how's your income coming along? I was basically going with the most generic small talk office talk.
Honestly, Danielle is listening to everything that's going on in between the carts, so she's just kind of curious about things in general.
I'm not comfortable discussing that as I'm a servant to my lord, so he takes care of my needs and gives me a small stipend for any expenses I might need.
I see.
Okay.
Ever thought about getting married and having kids?
Oh my god.
So I die.
Considering
gotta
my
love-
loyalty to the
you gotta
Lord,
love
if he allows, sure. Otherwise, he's my central focus, so I don't think time permits most of the time. Keeping up with him is a full-time job, and cleaning up after him.
That's unfortunate. You don't want to have your own offspring.
Maybe? Why with all the personal questions?
He likes you. He
I
likes
would just, I
You're
would
kind of
just
the odd bunch aren't you?
Then as soon as, and then he lets Ash back in control. He's like, Ash looks at him like, how long was I
Hi.
out?
Out? Well, we've been outside driving the wagon for a couple of hours. Why? Been talking about the
Wait,
weirdest stuff.
what weird stuff?
Been asking me a lot of personal questions and just random gibberish. You sure you didn't hit your head or that poison like went to your brain?
Oh my
Ash just,
god.
Ash just rubs his head like, I don't know.
Yeah, if there was
I,
room in the back and it wouldn't bother the boss, I'd sit back there with them instead of you. You're one weird fella.
I get that a lot, but I get the job done, don't I? I mean, there's that at least, right?
Yeah, you get the job done.
That's yet to be seen, but I mean, you are still alive, so that's thing. I mean, your boss hasn't gotten rid of you. He just really doesn't know what to think of you now after basically spending like 2.5 hours talking with Kabu on just random ass stuff.
Office talk, engage. So
It's water cooler, you dumbass.
look at that weather. So how about that sports team?
Go.
Oh boy.
At which point you guys will arrive at the sea as you see seagulls flying, a beautiful ocean view, the sun is setting,
Yay!
crash of waves, the smell of salt, and the temple in perfect condition.
The moment that
Large, sparkly, and the cemetery out beside it with undead walking around in it.
Danielle is like even gets the scent of seawater, she will like almost kick the carriage door and then climb onto the top.
Only for it to be ruined to see the undead around.
She probably looks right past the undead and
And
sees the
sees the
ocean.
sea. Yeah.
Good enough.
The thing she desires, the thing she wants.
And you
I
can
just looks.
She
see with
sees but does not see because the boat is not there.
she does see like 3 or so ships coming and going off in the distance, really
Ash
far.
just looks. Ash just looks over at the undead and just asks. Oh yeah, out of character. Were we in for about undeads again here?
Yes.
Yeah.
We were informed.
Yeah.
Many times.
As
Good enough.
servants and guards and such. They don't have a problem
Security
with raising their
forces.
dead.
But yeah, she's just kind of sitting there, almost crying because that's where the sea is. I want my baby.
Ash just looks over the undead like he's getting like almost like some PTSD syndrome.
Wait, what? Yo, Jonathan, what's going on over there?
Nothing. Just.
Don't you see that? Do you see the ocean?
Oh yeah, I see it, but don't you see them?
I don't know what
Pete's
you're
just
talking
staring
about,
like
man.
they're both insane.
No,
Let's not put up with
no.
these people.
Steve. Pete, that's the one. Pete, yeah, no. I used to be over there, like,
Yes, you were a
past that.
slave, you've been shipped around and such.
Yes,
Sam saved you. Sure.
yes. I was used as a sailor for a while, too. That was invigorating. I enjoyed
Chained
that
to a
more.
boat and pulling the paddle. Gotcha. You must have been whipped a lot. I feel sorry for you.
That was actually the time that I actually had such freedom. I was captured, and then all that fun jazz happened. Yay.
So you were previously had sailing knowledge before you were strapped to the oars to work, and then
Mhm.
Sam freed you and uses you for your knowledge of the sea to navigate for your activity. This is getting more complicated, convoluted.
Don't worry your pretty little head.
His mistake is
Uh-huh.
not asking Sam anything.
Everyone else in the wagon's overhearing this, and all Lawrence is just doing is just sort of like smiling over at Nixia and just sort of looking at the open doorway as they're talking, just like, we're almost there. This is gonna be fun.
Oh, I can't wait.
And so, what happens over at the temple?
You see the temple has 2 large undead basically at its entrance. There's a large golden like holy symbol strapped to the top of it, and it's made of solid stone, and there seems to be individuals in a line waiting outside to go inside. Some
Who
of them seem to be in chains.
whose holy symbol?
The holy symbol seems to be
If it's
not one
fucking
you
Paylor, I'm
recognize.
gonna laugh.
Would it be history or religion?
Be religion, because it's reminiscent of one
Nope.
of the gods. It's just slightly like perverse.
Nope.
Yeah, no clue. Good times.
Although I'll
Uh,
admit, Sam is studying that sword so she can figure out how to make it. Which I don't know how long I need to study it or if any rolls are required, Michael, for me to worry about making it later on.
The katana.
Yeah.
Just some craft checks and int checks and just some time spent. So I will call for those after time passes appropriate.
Okay.
Danielle is glaring at the people in chains. Not as much at the people, but the chains themselves.
At which point you arrive at the temple about 20 feet away. Carriage stops. Pete gets down, tells Jonathan to stop here and stay with the carriage and the others while he goes up to basically announce so they can get in line.
Alright. As Sam sits up. Danielle, Inxyra,
I
Jonathan,
Yeah.
switching back. Remember your roles. Remember what the story is. Inxyra, you are a
Beautiful.
lady accompanying Lawrence, and we are your security. And Lawrence has his.
I think I've been playing my part rather well, even through the journey.
Oh, I agree. And I also know that you haven't had a whole lot of time to conduct normal business, except for the one time.
Oh, Sam, you needn't worry about her. She is going to enjoy herself. And in fact, she'll be able to let go when we get inside.
Sam gives him a very worried look, and it's just like, how big
oh
a
honey.
um Lawrence, that's very concerning considering I know what happens when that one cuts loose. I hope you're prepared to clean up a rather large mess.
That's what you pay the clerics for.
Very well. Clerics of whose? Multi denominational, or it looks like single?
The temple.
She just gives Lawrence a look of like, no shit.
At which point, Pete comes back to the door, gives it a knock, and opens up. Sir, I've made arrangements. We should be able to enter in about 15 minutes. And then they'll take us to the holding chamber, have a room prepared, and we can meet with one of the monks in regards to your usual activity. Thank you, Pete.
uh,
Let me.
talk about a magic missile wedding.
So, Lawrence, Church of who?
Hmm?
You
Oh,
never stated.
I'm sorry. I was distracted by this lovely one's eyes. Just seems to consume me when I look into them. The temple is the temple on the hill. I mean, it's better known as simply that, or Temple of the Bound Monks, or the Temple of the Undead Trade. They do a lot of work basically manufacturing undead for most of the lords and such, and performing interesting rituals and other activity
Get,
involving large pointy objects, spikes, and information gathering. He's basically taking you to a torture slash undead ritual making place.
Oh
uh-huh.
hell
So,
nah,
you mentioned there were clerics of the
hell nah.
temple. Clerics of what deity?
Oh, they vary a little bit. Never really nailed them down. I know most of them pay homage to the usual ones for their field. Weejoss, Nerul, no, Hexter.
Vecna?
I think one or two might.
Mhm. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, especially once we make the offering. Should be quite enjoyable. It's good that we brought appropriate offering.
Oh,
Don't worry, it's already been discussed. You'll be compensated. At which
alright.
point, Pete's like, okay, we can get out now.
Very
We
well.
should go ahead and hop in line and start proceeding to the front.
Then Sam will open the door, proceed out, and portray the role as armed security.
Danielle will just stand there next to Sam.
Ash just basically help put ties the reins, hops off,
You're the
and
chauffeur.
opens up,
One of the monks
dustens
in
himself.
heavy monk style robe will come over and basically help take the wagon aside to the back with Ash, assuming that you're the wagon driver, and
He's the
help you basically
chauffeur.
park it to the side.
Rip.
He's got the skills, so might as well.
The chauffeur and the call it,
Bodyguard.
not the body, because valet driver, basically the monk.
Where you take the wagon out to the side, you notice several carriages. Some of have iron grades in the back to basically hold prisoners or slaves. Some of them are very nice carriages with armed guards still next to them and chauffeurs. As you guys proceed to the line and Ash comes back to join you, or Jonathan with Pete, you notice some of them have nobles, looks like merchants and such, with chained slaves, two or three of them proceeding up with armed guards. Some of the individuals have dead bodies in a coffin carrying up. Other people have like servants or other, looks like gladiatorial individuals that have been maimed and injured and are walking them up. So you have individuals all the way down from like the dead to sickly to slaves to even soldiers, all being brought in by anywhere between mercenaries, bounty hunters to noble status individuals and merchants.
Yeah, not comfortable with this.
Which point you as you hear the third group ahead of you with a listen check, all those
Mm,
interested.
Although I don't think I'll be able to hear that well because of my. Actually, would it? How? When can I actually?
the penalty was until healed.
Okay, so that's
The
gone.
physical injury is
The minus
lasting.
one to charisma is still there.
As yeah, I was just wondering about the listen part. That's all I needed to know.
Yeah, no, you got that back.
I can't hear shit anyway. Still recovering.
I doubt I'll be able to get that.
No, you basically hear when they get to the front. There's three groups in front of you. The front group consists of an older man, probably about in his 50s, well dressed, has like a walking cane with a golden top to it, has like five or six rings made of gold and silver with gemstones in it. You know, basically the old rich man, noble, slightly fat, with two armed guards and three females in chains and rags. Looks like slaves that he's walking up to the entrance. At which point, one of the monks proceeds to him. He talks with it, hands him a small sack of coin. Two other monks open the front door, and he proceeds in with the slaves and the guards. And then, about 10 minutes later, he comes out. One of the guards is holding the chains, and the other guard is holding a small box as Noble leaves.
Danielle is standing as close to Sam as possible.
Those who had above a 13 will basically overhear the old man basically say, "And I'm here to bring my offering. I offer these three ladies in the name of the monks on the hill to be done with as they see fit in exchange for the trade of what I require." And then he will proceed in and make his trade and walk out with an ornate little chest.
At that point, Inxyra is actually going to pull Lawrence off to the side and kind of whisper to him, I don't think we can use Danielle for this.
Hmm?
I
But you
don't
see,
think.
some go ho. We could either trade her or else we could take her in and make use of her in the pit. I hear they have a number of creatures that are excellent at fighting and that she could be paired against.
I'm listening.
You catch wind of something about your name and a trade.
Oh hell no.
It's like, what? I thought this is what you wanted, sweet.
Danielle kind
It
of
is, but
I mean, the
has it?
alternate is if you didn't like her, she could be strapped to and meet the guest.
I would rather buy somebody off somebody else and do it to them.
Oh, most definitely then. My apologies, I must have misread you.
Danielle kind of just walks over. I heard my name,
Oh, we were talking about all kinds of things.
including my name in a pit.
There's a fighting pit down there, and it was possible that you could fight some of the creatures that they have to arrange for sport.
Does that sport include death?
Well, I mean, that's why you use hired help.
Well, if you want to do it, Danielle, I'll be
Oh no
more
no
than
no.
happy to cheer for you. I just
I
didn't think you would want to fight in a pit.
no, my lady. I am a little too delicate for such an activity.
What about the other big thing? The, the, the servant?
Well, we can always purchase a servant and throw one in for amusement, or put it through the spikes, or sell it off for trade. You want to procure one
Oh,
of the others? I'll see if any of them have any to spare.
thank you. I want to see their inside.
He just leans over and gives Nixia a kiss on the cheek and proceeds on to the
Oh,
front.
Sam's just holding their spot in line, wondering what's going on, but with
Danielle
such a
kind of
horrible listen check, doesn't know.
Ash doesn't
Danielle
know either because
wa-
his
walks back to the group, face kind of like horrified.
Pete just
Ash
looks
just
at
looks.
you and nope, doesn't have a clue. Just looks at you and just looks back like, oh, she's back.
Ash looks over at Danielle like, "Are you okay?"
Pit.
At which point you guys hear screaming at the front line as the second group gets up there, and there's a grown man, muscular, in chains, and he's on the ground being dragged by two of the monks, screaming like a child, just begging for his life, grabbing at the noble's boots, and the noble basically just like pulls his boot back. And another
So
individual leans down, starts wiping off his boot.
after witnessing that, she kind of just adjusts her armor as like a comfort mechanism almost.
About 5 minutes later,
Sam's just
the
muttering to
monk comes back
herself.
from inside with bloody manacles that belong to that individual and hands it back to one of the servants of the merchant, and they hand him some coin, and then he proceeds off. At this
She
point,
Think she's going to note that fucking Seven's in love.
Yeah.
Danielle is
how good
holding
is
onto her blade like crazy.
how good is
you
Inxyra's listen?
Well, it's pretty good.
Then you probably hear Sam muttering to herself. You probably know what it is.
I'm
Yeah,
having
actually,
a
it's not-
blonde moment tonight, so I highly doubt it.
at which point there's only one group in front of you guys as you've moved the line.
Actually, yeah, so you probably see Ash gripping the hilt of his sword, like almost trembling, but more like he's actually annoyed and angry at this.
And then Sam will say in common, Jonathan, hands to yourself. Which, if
Even-
Seven wishes to make the listen check, I will PM you what Sam is muttering.
I shall do so.
Ash
I
takes a
rolled a 21.
Okay.
Oh. Ash also takes a well. Ash does take a deep breath, trying to calm himself down.
Dan, Danielle kind of puts a
I'll put
hand
this
on
in.
his shoulder as a
Okay.
not so much a comfort mechanism,
Oh,
but like
She
careful.
she gets him basically.
Yeah.
oh man, that's messed up. Okay.
Michael,
Hmm,
I don't like hearing that.
I'm sorry. I rolled for options of what Lawrence acquires,
So
and it's
what's these
not good.
options?
Lawrence is only able to get one individual that he can trade with, and he wants to pick one that's good and would delight his lady. And considering Danielle being almost considered in his mind, even though that's not what Inxyra wanted, he happens to find a foreigner, female, of roughly around the same age as Danielle.
Oh no.
And he has procured her from another individual and is bringing her back with basically the typical manacles around her feet, her wrist, her in basically burlap bag with a rope belt around her, and a collar around her neck as he's holding the chain daintily and walking her back.
Inxyra is just going to perk an eyebrow, and once he comes over, she's going to whisper over to him and say, "Like the exotic ones, do you?"
I thought it's what you wanted. Did I choose poorly?
Oh no, I love the exotic ones.
As for her exotic nature, she seems to be an elf, slightly marked differently. Anyone with a local knowledge or
Rolling that
anything,
shit.
You said local knowledge or what, Michael?
or history could probably know.
I don't think I got that shit.
I got the history.
Local knowledge, you haven't really seen an elf during your travels on the central continent like this, although you have heard of elves like this or seen them in other places very sparsely.
Uh oh.
As for history, you know, Sam, that this is basically an enemy. This is an elf from the western side of the continent. So basically, she's a prisoner of war or basically someone who got attacked, raided, and captured from the other kingdom. As what you're looking at is a gold elf of high standing with golden hair, long pointy ears, delicate figure, slightly taller than a regular elf, and looks to be of mature adult age.
Oh. Is
Yeah, no.
Lawrence actually getting this one, or is he still in the negotiation stage?
This is what he bought because he wanted to get something that would be appropriate. And considering their little conversation previously, he tried to get something that was adequate, comparable to Danielle. Was his mindset? I need to pick something good. My choices is this older man that's already been tortured and beat up, this small child, or this around the same age, almost same height as Danielle, exotic because she's not from this side of the kingdom, female. She seems to have a thing for that, apparently, based on her comments about Danielle. Perfect. I'll take her. That's going to be very expensive, so I'm not sure. I'll take her. Okay.
Danielle is kind of again justing herself as much as possible and then is just focusing on the ocean.
Uh,
The problem is the girl has a decent sense of motive. She kind of looks at you, and you just hear her sniffling, and you can see her starting to cry a little bit. She's looking at you.
Michael? Or, Squeaky?
Yes,
Check, Doggy
I
Chat
have.
in. Okay.
But
Um,
Inxyra's not going to say anything until Sam tries to do something.
yeah, well, Sam's fixing to open her mouth. Um, because I was gonna point that out to you, and now.
That's when the front group gets up there, and it's just a guy with four full plate armored, magically marked swords and armor individuals in cape, and what looks to be a guy about 15 years old, like a child of a noble. At which point the gates open up. One of the guards basically hands over a large sack of rumbling coin, and out marches six undead dressed in armor. The kid just sort of claps his hands, waves a hand at them. They do as he mimics, puts his hand down, tells them to follow him, and then he leaves with his escorts and his toys.
Michael, I rolled that sense motive to see the general party, like, dynamics, how they're feeling, what's on their face, etc.
Sam seems highly bothered based upon her muttering comments. Danielle is being very fidgety and just seems to be staring off into the ocean, like just ignoring the whole current events. And Ash constantly keeps reaching for his sword, but then having to take his hand off after what Sam said to him. Pete
Then
just stands there,
Inxyra.
not making a motion.
Inxyra is going to look at Sam, Danielle, and Ash and dismiss the three of them.
Well, once Seven's or Inxyra started looking around, Sam was going to mention something, but maybe not what you expect.
So your ladyship just dismissed her three escort.
Oh, can't say nothing beforehand. Oh well.
I just
At
looks
which
at
point you guys have arrived at the gate as you step up, and one of the monks is standing there with basically a dark mark on his forehead, kind of shaped like a U shape with a line through it, almost like a little sort of like trident on his forehead. It just seems to be done in like a black ink, and he's dressed in heavy standard monk like robes and garb. Although you
Mostly.
notice he has like golden bracelets on and several like fancy rings, not something you'd expect to really see on him. And he just greets you in the old tongue of common. Ye are welcome here in the temple on the hill by the monks that we are. How may our services be provided to those of course? Please come forward. Which
Inxyra is just
point
going to look over at Lawrence.
Lawrence will just look at her and we'll just tug on the chain a little bit around the elf's neck and we'll step forward as he starts walking up 10 feet toward the guy at the door, which is 20 feet
Thanks,
away.
Michael, just to
Pete will
confirm.
basically just stand there. He doesn't go any closer.
Michael, just to confirm, since we were quote unquote dismissed, that means we were sent away, correct?
Whatever you guys choose to do, you are currently like 25 feet away from the monk that's at the door. Pete's not going any closer than 20 feet. He's just standing there. It's like he's not following Lawrence.
Yeah.
And Anixia basically dismissed you and then told Lawrence just because we gave him a look and he's proceeding forward and she's following and the elf doesn't really have a choice.
So she's
yeah,
kind of
right quickly.
just standing next to Pete, just
Ash
relaxing.
just Ash just gets dismissed, but he just stay basically in good distance to see what's gonna happen.
Michael, question. Outside
If
of
you're back,
those at the door, are there any monks or other individuals affiliated with the temple nearby?
Other than the one monk that's staying at the entrance where the doors are closed, and usually he gives a motion for the door to be two other monks inside. There's just the two zombie ogres which are standing at the gates.
Nuts.
So there's two zombie ogres outside with the monk, and then of course there's pretty much the other individuals coming and going. There's like another carriage pulling up behind you guys, and then you see off in the distance some individuals doing a march up here. So it's kind of a hot spot. Although right now it's just you guys, as someone else is pulling around the side. Well,
Yeah.
you, the monk, and the two zombie ogres.
Next question. Who all is in the crowd slash line?
Just Lawrence, Nixia, and the elf slave. Otherwise, it's you guys are the only ones in line, and you're technically standing outside the line.
So we're the last ones here?
You're basically the last one of the current arrivals. There's what looks like a merchant
Handbag.
cart pulling around the side, which has an empty cart in the back, although it has a lot of room. So maybe they're making a pickup. And then there looks to be a group of like 7 people walking and riding up off in the distance, about probably a good 300 feet away, proceeding slowly.
I can't speak Elvish, but I can speak Gnomish. Can you speak Gnomish, Sam?
Negative, Ghost Rider.
Alright then, I'm just gonna stand there and look there awkwardly.
Pete just sort of looks over at you three, seems you're slightly bothered. Looks over
I'm
at Sam, goes, "First time at the hill?"
yes and no.
Interesting answer. Yeah, some of it's a little unsightly. Much worse once you get inside, to be honest.
I believe that.
Uh,
My problem is they're doing such wasteful use of legitimate resources.
really. I mean, from a standpoint, you could say they're doing a, as he kind of groans, a kingdom service and have produced many resources.
But there are things that can be done with certain resources that, from the looks of it, they're not bothering to do.
Well, the
The
Lord
elf,
is
for instance,
entitled,
can be very useful and worth keeping.
maybe.
Oh, for one of the plans, it is very useful. But if we lose it, it will not help us.
The
Keeping
Lord
it
is.
might.
It all depends on what one's actions are. The Lord can be trusted to carry out what is in the best interest for the family. I may not prefer such activities, but he
Yes,
doesn't go into the worst.
the problem is best interest for him and best interest for my contract are not the same always. Especially since he's never bothered to ask what it is.
Well, if it has anything to do with her, as he kind of motions over at Nixria, then he'll do whatever. Kind of
Yeah,
your advantage, I guess, since your companion, lady, and so what she says, you do, as he kind of, or other way around. So thus, my lord has to do what she wants, which is what you want, apparently.
yes, and the elf is of use. If I'd known it was here, I'd have planned for it.
We don't
And
even
now,
have.
since we were told to stand back and not be involved, there's not a whole lot I can do without causing problems.
I think your lady was concerned that you may do something to
Do something stupid? I know better than that.
disrespect her action.
I was going to offer an idea. It looks like that won't happen now.
Well, wouldn't hurt to offer an idea aloud or ask to approach. You're only
You're
told to
just.
stay back. You could always ask for permission to proceed, or you're not used to requesting a word with your lord.
I'm not used to working in this setting. Did it because it was needed, not because it was preferred. Oh
Meanwhile,
well.
at the Lawrence, Inxyra, and the elf have reached the monk, proceeded up to Dory. And what actions of coin do you wish to partake of today, my lord and lady? Lawrence just looks over. So, my sweet, will it be spike, pit, trade, or shall we ask for something special?
I think we should ask for something special.
Very well. I would like the wall, please. Which point the monk just sort of raised an eyebrow. My lord, that is a little expensive, but entertaining. I can afford it. As he basically flashes his signet ring. The lady wants what, and what she wants,
Sooner or
decent
later,
get.
Daddy is going to have something to say to you.
Oh my
Just wait till you get to meet Daddy.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
god.
Wait, is Daddy in the capital?
Nope.
No, they got territory right around here, down to the south near the ocean, because
Oh.
they have ships and trade routes and such.
Oh, this is gonna be a
Ships.
problem.
Huh? A small wagon ride up north. Yeah, 7 days. Darn, that took a long time. I wonder how much time you can make up by sailing by boat around the island to the capital's port.
That's actually what Sam was
Actually,
thinking.
yeah, yeah. No, Danielle is standing as close as possible that she can get to the I guess cliff? Question mark.
We're
That's
on the
looking out
wrong
over.
wrong side of the
Oh,
temple for the cliff.
well, she's as close as she can get to the smell.
Just 5 foot more, 5 foot more, 5 foot. At which point the monk will give a little knock with the back of his fist against the hard wood, and the gates will creak, and two monks will push open both sides of the door, and a rather interesting looking individual with all kinds of face paint in red and black hands will proceed up with long hair and red robes and will say, "Did I hear you have a special request, my lord and lady?"
For the wall.
Lawrence will say, "Yes, we'd like the wall. Follow me into the catacomb, and we will partake of your activity."
Oh.
At which point they will proceed in, and the gates will start to close behind if you guys take no action.
We can't.
Actually, we can.
At which point
Uh,
doors will close,
oh, never mind.
and you'll start walking through a temple, which is actually surprisingly full of about, looks like somewhere around 30 people. The interior is well decorated and maintained with nice polished stone floors, lights on the inside, magical and non-magical, lots of merchants trading and talking, undead walking about, dozen plus monks doing all kinds of activities, carrying tools and other stuff as they lead you behind the altar and to the back steps to go down into the catacombs as they open up like the large cellar doors, and two undead plus the guy in red starts to lead you down along with the elf, which at the steps starts to freak out and doesn't want to go down as she starts whimpering in Elven, "Not again, please, not again."
Inxyra is actually going to be on the architecture of the building, and then only when the elf starts whimpering and crying will she actually perk up to the elf itself and then smile menacingly down at her.
She'll basically just drop to her knees, start crying as she looks at your face. The undead, the man in red will just give like a snap, and the two undead will basically just sort of pick her up and start carrying her behind you two. And he just sort of gives it a bow to you and says, "My apologies. No reason to delay the activities." At which point you'll start going down the levels of the catacomb and start heading to the main section through what was the destroyed hallway for you guys is intact, and you'll just head down the main path.
I
And then
think
you'll
I know
make a
what the
turn
wall.
to the right, and you'll come to a dead end as you go through two sets of doors, and there is a wall that slides open, and it's like, "Shall we put her inside?" And then they put the elf inside and with a knife.
I remember this room. God damn it! I called it.
This
Oh
is the
no, not this.
Owlup. This is the undead that cost you your wisdom drain.
Oh no.
What creates an Owlup? An Owlup is the spectral remains of someone driven to suicide by madness from an affliction in life. How about constantly being tortured and confined to small areas until you
This
finally just
bit.
off yourself?
It was her.
You guys are the source of
Why
your
do we have to
own
get
wisdom drain. Congratulations.
this
Oh.
This is where
fucking
you could have
casket?
prevented it. If you had saved her, you wouldn't have suffered your wisdom drain.
This casket, okay?
And honestly,
Oh.
if
Fucking
Inxyra hadn't
casket.
told Sam to back off, Sam would have been able to give her an alternative that could have not resulted in this.
Yeah, the good thing you
But
did back
nope, you
at
told me not to get involved. You told me to back off.
That's because in Seven's mind, it was either going to be this woman or Danielle.
Oh no, I was going to tell you to keep the elf, because the elf would be useful long term, and to take the old
But
man.
the problem
he likes
is
torture.
Seven has this thing where his mind is always in the present. So when he gets excited, he gets excited.
I know, but that's why Sam was going to go, take that one. This one's useful to us later.
And
But nope.
they will lock her in there for about an hour while you basically have a table set up in that room and enjoy a nice mead made by the monks here and also moderately good food, chicken breast, cheese, bread. And after an hour, they'll open it up and they'll fill the room with centipedes. And then they'll close the door on her. And you basically
Ooh.
get to sit there and hear her screams and play games and discuss matters. Then they'll open the door and they'll fill it, they'll open a crack and they'll fill it with water up to her waist, ice cold water. And they'll basically continue and escalate it.
This is
After you guys wait for 6 hours, the deed is done when they put her in at the very end in the room with an undead, which constantly scrapes at her for like 1 point of non-lethal damage and constantly assaults her. At which point the
Surprised she
screaming
didn't
will
kill it.
stop. She's got a little dagger that's basically dull and rusted, and she's not a
Oh,
combat person. And would they really put an undead in there that she could probably kill?
probably not.
No. At which point, at 6 hours, 10 minutes, the screaming stops. And all you hear is basically just the scraping of flesh against bone. And the guy comes back in, opens it, calls off the undead, which has bloody claws, and it leaves the room. And he retrieves the dagger covered in blood, and she's dead on the floor. At which point they call in the cleric, and he goes, "This is where the entertainment begins." At which point the individual performs a 30-minute long ritual, and the Aleph appears. And
Ooh.
he asks you, "What would you like done with it? What actions and fun would you like to do before we return it back to its cell for holding?"
What what can you do with one of those?
Lawrence just leans over after taking a sip and goes, "Well, you can have it poke through walls. You can have it torment other individuals. You can have it scream. You can just have it do whatever you want. You can throw things at it. You can amuse yourself.
Man, talk
It
about
ultimately belongs to them, but you can toy with it for a little while till you have to give it to them.
this is
Part
a
of the price."
fucking
Well, then
Yeah,
how
this is
about we
very
have it?
messed up. If you guys
shoelace
had
man.
any doubt of this kingdom or Lawrence, yeah, this is messed up. And technically, you guys did it to yourselves in a way.
No, Seven
And the
did it to
wisdom drain, too.
technically Seven did it to all of us.
Yes.
Oh
You
my
guys,
god! Seven's responsible for your wisdom drain.
Didn't Seven lose wisdom as well?
yes.
Yes.
Self-fulfilling prophecies.
I bit you in your own
Congratulations.
ass.
I
But the
mean,
That's
thing,
what I was
yeah,
like. You
but
guys
oh
couldn't
well.
technically avoid it all. You have one opportunity.
so this was the opportunity you were talking about.
If you saved the slave or you chose to deal with it a different way, you could have prevented the Aleph from being created. Thus, it doesn't happen. You get the equivalent XP in role playing storyline, but you get back your wisdom for free.
Oh man.
But no, Seven had to enjoy her torture.
Yes.
Present
She did.
mindset. Chaotic. Oh, chaotic bitch.
Although at this point, it may be sinking in exactly this room, this situation, that dark, shadowy thing, it may be a little bit in the back of her mind. Oh shit, but this is still fun.
Let me go ahead and roll that wisdom check.
What wisdom check?
What?
Oh my
Oh,
Ding, ding, ding,
Oh,
ding, ding. The light bulb comes
your
on.
eyes go from like you get from a smile from your face to you kind of get a little wide-eyed and a little pale, almost like it sort of sinks in between your moments of enjoyment. And you get to play with it and do anything like torture people. It can do a whale that'll mess with their heads. Its touch can basically drain people. If you have other slaves you want to torture, it's just like, wait, I know this thing popping through walls eats at people's mind. Oh and they're gonna put it back where it was after we're done playing with it. You mean back in the wall? You made the monster that attacked you.
Seven's just gonna give a light shake of his head and then look over to Lawrence and say in a very seductive voice, I want her to torture others.
Lawrence will give a snap of the fingers. The cleric come over. Yes. Two of your weakest, most mentally terrified individuals, please. At which point they will bring in a young child and an old man, and the old man will die of fright. And
well, that
looking
was
at the
fast.
wispy thing as it basically reaches out to him, and as it sticks its hand into his chest, it'll take the wisdom drain and kill over dead from fear.
Well, that's one way to take a.
Child will basically piss himself and go into the corner, and you'll be asked to proceed further out of the room as they dampen the noise, and the thing wails and kind of drives the kid crazy and takes swipes at it and basically plays with the child till it goes into a coma.
Oh, it's so cute.
At which point they'll come in and cleric will like lift the child's arm, drop it. Still alive, but out cold. It'll never recover. Well, time to process it. It has a few body parts that could be used for construction, and they'll carry off the body. At which point the red man in red will come back. I hope this was to your satisfaction. Was there anything else you wanted from the body
Burn it.
as they bring out the elf's body? Lord's like, no, you can keep it in there. That way it can keep itself company for the long years.
Actually, do you mind if we take the body, Lawrence?
A moment, please. At which point the man in red will step out and close the door behind. As much as I love your thought process of taking it with us and enjoying the body piece by piece and taking it apart as you want to explore its innards, there is the issue of those above the surface. And if you were to stain your outfit or bring back up a mangled body, I think your associates may take offense. So any actions you want to take here, you'd have to enjoy, but I do think we should leave it with itself. A little bit of company.
But, Lawrence, I want to know what she tastes like.
He just walks over to you, puts a hand on your shoulder, and hands you a knife off your plate. What stops you? We're
And at
here
that
to eat
point,
and enjoy a show.
and
Oh
at that
my
point, Inxyra is just going to go eat her.
Uh, yes, Lawrence is somewhat of a cannibal.
Oh my. Oh my
Is his
god.
middle name Hannibal?
I
Well, in
don't
all
thi-
fairness, it's not his fault. This is how he was raised in this kingdom. And his
Yeah.
father makes him look tame,
Oh, so his father is Hannibal Lecter then.
basically, yeah.
Yeah, no, I
Oh.
this entire time Danielle's just playing with cards.
Yeah, it's been about 7 hours, you guys, up at the surface. It's
Oh,
basically almost
God.
nighttime now. The big
So,
ogres have gone inside. Some of the undead from the graveyard have marched over and been brought inside. Some people have come and gone since you. You've seen several grisly sights,
You
and
said
you've seen many undead come from this place, dressed in
And
armor or mismatched.
alright. Then
For
I'm gonna
most,
do something I thought of having Sam do. It was just like,
actually, at some point,
no. But after thinking about it, yeah, she's going to do.
Ash has been basically brooding this entire time.
Angst.
Uh,
I'm gonna have to message
as
Michael.
you're chowing down on the body and enjoying yourself in the little corner room, Lawrence will basically set the table and just sort of play with the other knife, cleaning it off and everything. And then he'll ask, "Oh, sweetie, if it's not too much trouble, as I don't want to be rude to your meal or gaze upon another woman's body in front of you, would you mind removing the heart? I have a plan for it."
Oh no.
Oh, of course.
If the
Thank
heart
you, dear.
stays, does the olive stay?
He's gonna give it to Danielle.
What?
Mm.
What?
Oh, sadistic bastard.
Oh
Oh, son of a
God.
bitch.
I have a feeling.
Why?
I don't
Because that
think.
could have been you.
God. I feel that Dev is not going to remain neutral for long.
Alright,
He
here. I
always
need
kind of
this.
teetered.
I need this.
So you chow down on delicious elf flesh for a while, crack open that chest cavity, remove some innards, and get your way to the heart and remove it. And he just sort of puts it in a little sack and, well, it's still dripping, and just puts it on his plate. Waits till you're done, as you've basically chowed down on different sections and had your fill, and then hands you a napkin to wipe your hands and face off. Hands you a drink to clear your throat, and then rings a little bell on the table. One of the guys will come in, Monk, say if you're done. Meanwhile, the whole time Alp's just sitting in the corner, and then they will deposit it into the doorway and close it, and then pack up your meals. Lawrence will pay them a hefty bit of coin, and then the two of you will leave. As you basically hear screaming in the hallways and see all kinds of other activities happening, you'll proceed back up to the main chamber where most people are staying in rooms for the night. Lawrence will just turn to you and go, "Did you want to stay here for the night in one of the available lodgings if they still have a room? It's awfully late, but I could always ask. Otherwise, do you plan on traveling down the road?"
We should probably travel down the road. I'm sure the other two might not want to be around this place for much longer. They seemed quite under the weather.
Mm, I don't see what the problem is. They're just bodies. It's all fine, and there's enjoyment to be had. After all, if you can buy a person and have them fight to death, what's the difference than taking one apart?
None.
Exactly, you just learn how it works. It's property. Dad taught me that.
Oh, you did?
Yes. Maybe we can go meet him. I was thinking about having us take a boat ride so we don't travel on land, and also it would take us further away from the incidents at town. Someone can't follow you if you're at a ship.
That is true, and I'm sure Danielle is dying to get back on a boat. She just loves them.
Oh, what a wonderful choice of words. Well, she won't be dying today. Thanks to you. You are so gracious.
Hmm, I'd rather watch strangers die than my own team.
Fair enough. After all, she does belong to Sam. At which point they will proceed out, as it's pretty much 8 at night, and Lawrence will just be composed, all calm, fine. Well, that was an enjoyable meal and evening. Lots to see, many activities. The ritual was expedited beautifully, and what manifested was a sight beyond nightmare scopes in a black haze of mist. Oh, that reminds me, Danielle, for you, something of a trophy for you to keep in regards to activities here to remind you of the freedom you have and get to keep. As he hands you a little small, almost like coin purse type thing, as he puts it in your hands, it's damp and red. Holy crap! As the thing is squishy and sobbing with blood in your hand.
Oh God.
She kind of puts it in the bag of holding. Just, just gonna keep it in there. I think I think Sam will find some use for it, maybe, possibly. Either that or I'm going to stab it later at night. Probably the latter. Then you can have the.
At which point Pete will proceed up. Sir, did you have your enjoyment? Oh, quite. The lady was very much happy despite what you originally thought about taking her here. She seemed to enjoy the show even more than I do for the most part. And the meal and dessert was quite entertaining for her.
Oh, I'm going to sense some motive on Pete to see his like react. Never mind.
Um,
You're
just as a side note, since they're outside now, Inxyra probably looks 3 months pregnant with how much she's engorged herself upon a nice meal.
Oh
You're a
God.
shapeshifter, though, so
well,
that doesn't really apply.
well, the illusion effect will probably hide it anyway, even
Yeah.
after
Oh
some.
right, I forgot there's an illusion effect on the thingy.
Yeah.
But she,
Though if someone made a proper spot check, they may notice a lot of blood underneath your nails.
That is true.
Quite possibly, but
knowing,
otherwise.
knowing Inxyra, yep, cannibal.
You fed your captain fed her dead crew member's leg. Are
Yeah,
you
no,
surprised? And you were fully aware of that fact too. And you
true.
know
It was.
that she's chopped off fingers and ate them.
Yeah, no, she's just kind of sitting there going like, "Thank you for the gift, Florence," and trust me, I'm very grateful for the freedom I hold.
Oh, no problem. Let me know. I have some jerky if you're ever interested.
I'm good, thank you.
As he pulls out a strip and hands it over, hands a piece to Anixia and takes one out for himself.
Since they're in public, she is going to eat it quite delicately.
God.
At which point they will proceed to the carriage. Pete will let him in, and then close the door, and he'll just go sit at the front. I am glad this is over.
Danielle climbs right on top of the cart again, looking out on the sea.
At which point, in the late hours, you will start to drive the wagon as best you can for about another hour. At which point, there is no light, and you believe you're just off the main road, headed westward as you've already hit the coastline. So you're almost headed back the direction where the minefield and the where you guys hit shore. And you'll
God,
have to break camp for the night.
and camp shall be broken.
And then we will stop here as we've run over a little bit and end
Yeah.
with that creepy incident. I hope that probably ends your doubts about this place. And if you were on the fence about what Lawrence is, probably resolve that for you.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Thanks.
There were times though actually did get up because he keeps hearing these people coming in, out, in, out. He walks up to a more private spot and just basically rather
Throws up.
well actually would he would
You know,
actually just he would actually just manifest his mind blade and just starts hacking through a tree just in anger because he can't do anything right now.
Hmm.
And then just
And
comes back.
the sad part is, or the good part for your character that's good aligned and exalted is all you know is this is slave trade and it's legal in this country and this is in the past. So
so
your idea of preserving the timeline and not interfering too much, and the fact that slavery is legal, it's still twisting a
and
knife in your chest, but you don't know of all the effed up stuff inside.
yeah,
Otherwise, yeah,
yeah.
you'd probably snap and lose your alignment.
So what Danielle will probably wind up doing, because she notices when a person gets that type of pissed off. Usually, when she gets that pissed off, she's winding up shoving somebody into the ocean. Uh,
Is it before or
Danielle
after
will.
you put the knife in him?
Yes. It's more of like while I'm doing it.
Mm,
So what she will offer is a training session to work out the anger.
One on one with that.
Sure. Sam's busy idolizing her new sword, so
no,
might as well.
that's Honestly, the entire time they were outside, that's actually not what Sam was doing.
Oh, then what was she doing there?
While they were outside the quote unquote temple, um, I'm actually gonna be PMing Michael as to what she was doing, but for what y'all see, she found a spot and was just sitting there with her eyes closed, almost like she's just waiting.
It's
All
a
right,
med
then.
crafting
So
facility.
that means Danielle and Ash have a training montage. I'm on a montage.
No montage
Although
for
at
you.
some point, although at some point he just stops and just looks at before. Well, since they were in the private, since they were basically out in the private training away, he did ask Estella slash Danielle at some point, is this really the right thing to do?
I don't give two flying fucks right now. I'm trying not to panic.
But even though you are a woman of the sea, you know that this is wrong.
I.
Sorry, it's just the way you put that. Even though you're a woman of the sea.
She kind of just like. She kind of just summons her mind blade and then takes out her dagger. We can't control the laws of a land. You can control the laws on your ship, you can probably take control over a trade group. What you can't do is take control over an entire country that's in the past.
Ash just sighs, groans, moans. He just looks around this land, such a beautiful land. But if this is the land of the, if this is the law of the land, then fuck the law.
She kind of just pats him on the back. It's like, if it makes you feel any better, I can assure you that I would never trade slaves.
I guess
I
it does
may
make
be a pirate, but I'm not a slave trading pirate.
she just
A
smiles a
pirate,
bit
not a
like
slaver.
that makes me feel a little bit better.
I mean, there's still plenty of pillaging and murdering, but other things, nah.
I guess that makes me feel a little bit better.
You know what, Ash? If I ever get a ship, I'm gonna hire you on as a sailor. And we're gonna do like a Robin Hood routine. Well, what we'll do is like steal from like the really rich, snobbish people, and then like if they're like saved slave trader ships, take them.
Oh, so a lot like, so Robin Cape.
Robin,
You just
yes.
no, you probably probably give him a look like, what? You never heard of Robin Cape? He was from a movie I saw a long time ago. And oh wait, you don't know movies.
Just this like banter back and forth that often like the farthest corner.
Okay, it's a story. Let me tell you a story. Maybe this is a story.
Let me
It's a
tell you a
story
story. Ah!
Don't worry, this it's not about the heroes. If it makes you feel better,
Okay.
and he basically retells her the story of Robin Hood,
Robin Hood.
but
But
Robin Cape.
his name is Robin Cape.
So wait. That means if we do this, that I get to have a wonderful lord?
I think so. I mean, that's how the story goes.
Oh hell yes, money.
But nobody knows if Robin Cape was real or not. That's the thing.
Ash, my dear Ash.
Yes.
Shush. Let me have
Just
my
because it
time.
wasn't real in the story doesn't mean you can't make it real.
Make it real. Like, see,
Oh my god.
But if you guys are in the past, are you the legend? What is this?
she's kind of like, so I understand that Inxyra already has lords. That's their issue. If I wind up getting a lord, I'm totally down for that.
You should hook up with Daddy. Then you'll be
Oh.
Lawrence's stepmother, and you can inherit all the wealth.
Ugh, I don't.
Oof,
No, thank you.
no. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream. To everyone who's been watching this, thank you for watching, and we will see y'all next week for the continuation of this. I shenanigans isn't even the right word. I don't know whatever
Fuck-uppery?
this
Dark comedy?
mess.
Dark comedy.
Dark comedy, maybe. I don't know. Words are difficult and.
Yeah.
Anyway, good night. We'll see you next week.